Hi, and welcome to Boulder, Colorado. We're here at the University of Colorado Rec Center in Boulder. I'm Joe Paris alongside Derek Kessinger. You may recognize Derek. He used to do broadcast for the Denver Cutthroats of the CHL. They are now defunct, Derek, so you'll join us here tonight.
Yeah, and it's good to be back. Did the broadcast for a couple years, and always good to make the trip back up to Boulder, Colorado, and see this team.
Derek is an alum here. Derek was actually the play-by-play broadcaster for what years, I guess?
2011 through 2013. So
he got in his years of service a few years ago, went to the real world. We got him back for 2 nights only. But tonight, big matchup. It's military night here in Boulder. Tonight we'll be honoring America's servicemen and women. We have great jersey auction going on. Maybe we'll try and snag one and throw it up on the broadcast because they are some special jerseys.
Yeah, they're really nice, especially close up. I'm not sure you can tell as much far away, but close up they look really, really nice, and they'll look good on the ice too.
And they're the same jerseys that the NHL was wearing a few years ago and this year as well, the Reebok standard camo. I know the Toronto Maple Leafs had the ice camo, they called it, but we'll be wearing American camo, right?
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that here. Maybe you can do that in Canada, but it doesn't really play off as well with an American audience and the weird camo.
And I know they did have their version of Veterans Day in Canada this week, so we'll be honoring Canadian servicemen and women as well. But Derek, let's talk about, since the last time you were here, whole new squad. Colorado looks a lot different than they did the last few years.
Yeah, complete turnaround here. And just watching them a couple weeks ago, you really notice that they really are a more fundamental team. They're not making the dumb mistakes. They're not taking as many dumb penalties. And it all starts with that. It's those fundamentals that really can propel an organization. And they've got a good test here tonight.
Last night, Colorado fell to number 1 Central Oklahoma by a score of 4-2. Colorado came out flying in the first period, and they led 2-0 heading into the first intermission, but Oklahoma responded with 3 goals in the second period, never looking back. And we talked with the Nightenbach brothers this afternoon. Not the start you want to have turn into just a disaster in the second and third period.
Yeah, you just lose your concentration for a few minutes, and then the whole thing goes out from under you, and it's hard to fight that back. They're going to have to be able to sustain that mentality throughout the game. That's really one of the keys, especially against a team that, as we talked with the Oklahoma coach about, is a veteran team and is really just moving through the ranks here, looking to make some noise in Boulder.
Coach Arvanitis, as we figured out his name was, we went to talk to him. All the players, we got their pronunciation right, but it was the coach who he said, we didn't know how to say your last name. But Coach Arvanitis was actually, he played for a long time in the Central Hockey League. He played for the Oklahoma City Blaze, as well he played for the Nighthawks up in Canada. But Derek, enough about the coaches. Let's talk about the game itself. A year ago, Colorado was blown out at home in opening night here at the Rec Center at the end of the first period. In that one, it was 6-0 Sooners. Doesn't get much worse than that for a start.
No, that's about as bad a start as you can get. I guess the Nuggets giving up 89 points in the first half last night is about the equivalent to 6 goals in the NHL in one period.
Colorado last night came flying out of the gate, and that was something different for them. A lot of this year, Colorado has come out slow and made up for it in the second and third period. We saw the script get flipped on that one last night, but if you're Coach Nightenbach, Derek, what do you tell your boys in the room after a tough loss last night?
The main mistake was not playing 60 minutes of hockey, and that's the big thing. Even when you play 3 nights in a row, you've got to play 60 minutes, and that can look like a lot, but if you take that one period at a time, just say, let's play the next 20 minutes strong, that can really carry over. So they need to play 3 solid 20-minute periods tonight.
And Coach Jeff Nightenbach obviously frustrated with his team's performance in the second and third period last night. So tonight, what does he do? Well, every coach would do the same thing. He's shuffling the lineup. The only thing that's really going to stay the same other than the goaltender Alex Palumbo is the defensive pairings. He was very satisfied with Matt Hefter and Luke Nightenbach. But the first line tonight's going to be a very different line than we've seen all year. We'll have R.J. Salvato at left wing. We'll see Jake Bauer at forward. And jumping up with him will be Thomas Jarman. Now, Jarman and Bauer had goals last night, and they were both individual efforts. So we'll see tonight if the team can get it going with a team effort.
And sometimes it's just finding that chemistry, and there's no way to know until you try out all the pairs in a game situation if it's going to work out or not. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully he's not at the end of the first period moving everything back, trying to get that energy back. But it's a good move, especially when you have a tough loss. Switch some things up so then you don't have those reminders of last night.
We saw the number 1 team in the country here last night. It doesn't get much easier tonight. Oklahoma comes in on the evening at number 6 in the ACHA. Coaches poll came out today. That saw Colorado at number 21. So that's something that you never saw in your days here.
No, not at all. Not being able to see that, and that's a good start. You got to move up the ranks and hope that they can get up and really make some noise later, around March, April.
And we know it here in Boulder because we get to see it almost every week. in town or on the road, the WCHL, the conference that Colorado plays in, is got to be the toughest conference in all the ACHA. Every single team in this conference is good. I mean, a year ago, Colorado and Colorado State were the bottom dwellers, and well, they're both much improved this year, especially Colorado.
Yeah, and having that small conference where you're seeing the same teams over and over again, you can sort of compete against them. You know that level you have to get to, and Colorado's starting to find where that level is, and hopefully they can keep on moving in the direction they're moving and find their place within this division.
And the conversation last year with head coach Eric Ballard, who departed the team and is now coaching the Cheyenne Stampede in the Western States Hockey League, but the conversation with him was that, what do you do about such a poor first year? And he said, I don't care about this year. Granted, he thought he was coaching this year. He wasn't, but he says, I don't care. The difference between playing D2 and D1 is huge, and we've got to show that, hey, there's a lot of growing pain, especially in a very competitive conference like the WCHL.
And now they're showing that they can compete in that conference, and once you have that confidence, you can allow that to continue on, and hopefully they can do that. We'll see how that goes tonight and obviously tomorrow night as well, but that can be a good start. You get a couple wins here, you have a winning homestand here, and then you don't know what will happen as you continue on.
Colorado looking to pick up some victories here at home. It's been tough on the road all year long. They went down to Arizona, and they took Arizona State to overtime. They took the number 1 ranked Arizona State Sun Devils 2 weeks ago in Tempe to overtime. They stole a point, but they go down to Tucson. They play University of Arizona at the Tucson Convention Center, and things don't go their way. They had some bad bounces, and you want to come home and have things going your way again.
And again, that's the young program, not being able to sustain it. You get a big win, or I guess a close loss. It was sort of a win for them, considering where they were. And you just have to be able to sustain. That's the biggest thing that they have to talk about. We were talking about that with the Oklahoma coach. It's from game to game. It's from year to year. To build that program, you've got to find that winning formula that you can transfer on to the players that come into this team for years to come.
We're going to step aside. We've got some pregame festivities that we're going to show you guys honoring our servicemen and women. It's military night here in Boulder alongside Derek Kessinger. I'm Joe Paris. Join us for some starting goaltenders and all the pregame festivities. Right after this, we're going to take a real quick break. Tonight's intermissions and breaks are sponsored to us by Colorado local band Cascade Kinsey. They'll be playing a show at the No Name Bar next weekend. Make sure to find them on Reverb Nation at Cascade Kinsey. With Derek, I'm Joe. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more after this break. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. We're going to have a ceremonial puck drop here on Military Night. We just had the colors presented on the ice. Derek, it's a very exciting time here in Boulder. Veterans Day was Tuesday. It's always fun to honor America's heroes.
Yeah, it was cool. The color guard on the ice, you got the whole experience here, and now they're going to do the ceremonial puck drop. But the uniforms look good, really putting that together and having the ROTC involved, which is a big part of this campus that a lot of people don't really know about or spend a lot of time thinking about it, I feel like, especially maybe in our side of things.
Oh, yeah, I think it's very easy to overlook what the real matters are abroad and domestically. It's easy for us to get buried in our lives, but, it's really nice. More than once a year you should, but it's nice to at least once a year on the ice to recognize America's heroes. And I think something that was mentioned last night, TJ Oshie, who played for Team USA during the Olympics, scored a lot of shootout goals in a game against Russia, which was very exciting. But after the game, a lot of people were calling him a hero. And TJ said, I'm not a hero. He said, the people in Afghanistan and Iraq defending our country are heroes, and I'm just playing a game. And I think that was really great to hear from TJ Oshie.
Yeah, and between the people who are here after serving in the military who go to CU Boulder or the people who are going to serve in the military afterwards, it's something we really need to think about as we get ready to, watch a hockey game. That's part of why we get to do this.
Let's go through some starting lineups here tonight. Starting on defense for Colorado will be the usual pair, Luke Nightenbach and Matt Hefter. And the retooled first line tonight for head coach Jeff Nightenbach. It'll be Jake Bauer centering a line with Thomas Jarman. And who else is that? Thomas Jarman. And I can't see who's playing left wing.
Well,
it is Elliot Palanchik out there. That's not who I saw on our pregame sheet, but Elliot Palanchik is out there in the first line with Dietz and Bradford. So, okay, Coach Nightenbach gave us one. We'll take the other. These things happen. Colorado sporting the all-camo look. That's right, folks. Brought through the slot there right at the back, and it's a shot that goes right over the shoulder of Palumbo. That one almost snuck home. Just underway here in Boulder. Joe Paris alongside Derek Kessinger. It's military night. Colorado wearing their camo tops and socks. Oklahoma wearing their traditional Sooner white and red. And they've got it in their offensive zone right now. It'll be pushed down into the corner, starting in net tonight. For Colorado will be Alex Palumbo. Palumbo had a little bit of a rough outing last night. He let up 3 second period goals and 1 third period goal. Adams will send it into the zone. Colorado will come back for it. Knightenbach will send it D to D and receive a return pass now.
Colorado trying to set up here now. They had some trouble there at the beginning. Now they finally get possession of the puck.
Higgs collision into the corner. Played off now to Bolden. Bolden will look to go to cross ice. It'll be Aaron Krominga who will chase after it. He can't quite connect, so Colorado will take over in their own zone. Coach Knightenbach said he wanted his team to come out tonight with a lot of energy like they did last night. Derek, I don't know about you, but they look decent so far.
Yeah, not bad. That first shot got him off by surprise, but now they've sort of grounded in and hopefully can get an offensive possession here going.
Pushed up into the corner now. Colorado's got it. Along the near side. It'll be wrapped up. Solorzano for the Sooners. Fishing down there. Pierce Matty. George Gruber, who's wearing 71 tonight instead of 7. Reasoning, they just didn't have a number 7 camo printed jersey for him. Brought into the zone now for the Buffs. Be pushed down low. It'll be Dice coming after it. Miller for the Sooners will play it off to Solorzano. And Bolton will clear the zone. He'll flip it over Dora, right on net, where Palumbo will dive on top of it for a face-off. A little bit of an odd opportunity there. Weak backhander that came all the way through.
Yeah, he sort of watched it roll to him, was able to get his glove on it, and see he's been able to take the puck on both sides of the ice now. When a defensive zone face-off here would be great. They don't want to let Oklahoma set up too early here.
And this Oklahoma team is extremely powerful on the offensive end. They've scored 90 goals this year, and they've only allowed 44, and that's a very good plus-minus. The shot comes through from the point and into the corner. So a very powerful Oklahoma squad on the offensive end. Not too shabby on D either, but point being is you got to keep these guys out of the net. You can't let them to strike early. Shot on net will be right into the stomach of Palumbo, and he'll hang on for another save.
Just talking about those Oklahoma players that, being able to score, they actually have the league leader in points in the ACHA right now. Greenberg has 33 points already this season. And in third place is Johnson, his teammate. He has 29 points for this team.
Johnson a year ago came down to Boulder and he lit it up. It was a 6-0 game after one exactly a year ago. It was opening night for Colorado. Things have changed though since then. McKinney will look to break out of his zone. He'll get it out to the neutral zone. Patrick Grace will glove it down and send it up into the netting. And some of you at home may recognize Patrick Grace. He grew up here in the Boulder area playing for the Boulder Junior Bison down at Boulder Valley Ice, and we were talking with the coaching staff before the game. They said, yeah, we gave him a hard time. We knew he was coming home.
They also talked about how they're recruiting out here even now when we talked to the Oklahoma coach. So CU can't sit on those recruits that might be able to play here because Oklahoma's ready to sweep them off their feet.
Peter Arvanatis, the longtime hockey guy, is at the helm again for the University of Oklahoma. Played formerly in the CHL, and he also played up in Canada. Played for the Nighthawks. That's a cool team name. In the zone, it will be Knightenbach. Tries to get it out. It'll be kept in at the point. Solorzano couldn't keep it in forever, so it'll be played out back into his own zone. Solorzano, he'll play it up the boards. It'll come to Greenberg. Greenberg, as Derek just mentioned, one of the league leaders in points. 30-plus points.
Yeah, 33 already.
And they've only played, how many games have they played here? They've only played 19 games. It'll be their 20th game here tonight, so that's more than a point a game. Not Connor McDavid numbers, but...
Yeah, still pretty impressive. And he hasn't broken his hand yet, so...
That was dumb. Johnson will bring it in on the top of the circle. It'll be Greenberg. Greenberg can't control it. Send it out to center ice. Derek and I are referring to Connor McDavid, who is the OHL superstar, who is being called the next Crosby. Broke his hand in a fight the other night.
You like those players who have it all, but those injuries hurt you. We remember that around here from Peter Forsberg.
Peter Forsberg set to go into the Hall of Fame. He's probably my favorite Colorado Avalanche superstar of all time. Play through the slot, will be knocked down. Colorado will carry it out of the zone here. I don't know about you, Derek, but these camo jerseys seem to look like they're brown on the far end.
Yeah, they kind of all mold together, and the numbers are very hard to read, which is no problem for you at home, but for us up here, that's actually important.
We're not making excuses, though. It's early in the first period. Played off against the corner now. Just underway here in the first period of play. We are scoreless. 15:35 remaining here in the first. Puck held up against the Colorado bench. Coming to poke it free will be Daryl Bolden. Palanchik will take it for Colorado, and he'll send it all the way down the length of the ice. Deflected, though, so Patrick Grace won't have an icing to touch up on. Grace will look for a long ice pass. It'll be deflected off a stick and come into the corner. Sooners will go off for a change. Buffaloes look to clear the zone, and they will. Can't connect on the pass. Kinney sends it all the way down low. Johnny Dorr will deliver a check behind the net of Palumbo. Buffs will break it out to the neutral zone. They've got a 2-on-2 if they hurry. It'll be Matty. Matty will fire one, deflected in front, saved there. Rebound comes all the way out at the top of the circle. It'll be kept in, though, up top. Peter Martin will take it to the circle from the dot. He'll fire one wide, and it'll go up into the netting and out of play. We got some pushing and shoving after the play. Pierce Matty, he's down there. And it looks like Ramsey's going to come off for the Sooners.
That Colorado chance was really set up by the man on the left side being able to carry the puck through the zone. That's what you want to see. It didn't look like he had the angle, but he was able to bring it in, a crisscross between the two Buffs players, and that set up the chance and then ultimately led to the Buffs, it looks like, getting a power play.
So Corey Ramsey's going to come off. I'm assuming it's going to be a roughing call as there is some pushing and shoving after the whistle. We'll keep our ears open on that one, but Colorado going to go on the power play here tonight. On the year, not bad. 90% of the time, sorry, I take that back. 22% of the time they convert on the power play. They're 90% on the PK. If they were scoring on 90% of their power plays, we wouldn't even have anything to talk about.
Game would be over on this one chance.
It's Dora. Dora plays into the corner intended for Salvato. Salvato couldn't get it at his feet, so Greenberg will send it down the length of the ice now for the Sooners.
Ramsey sitting in the box. He's already served 20 minutes worth of penalty time on the season. Not the most on the team, but he's definitely not a stranger to the box so far this season.
Minute 38 remaining on the man advantage. Will be backhanded into the zone. Big collision there in the neutral zone. It was Jake Bauer that took the brunt of that one. Played off against the boards. Jordan Greenberg, the captain for this Sooner squad, loses it to the point. Shot on net will be blocked. Save. Losing his footing is Fernandez. Poked at. Coming after it will be Jarman. Jarman fires one and it goes wide. Jarman had a great goal last night. He roofed one off a forecheck turnover. Hoping he could flip the switch here tonight. He's gotten so close all year to breaking through, and talking to him earlier today, he was thinking that maybe last night was the final instance of he could just push through.
It's important for you to always find that confidence. That power play chance there set up by Dora. Nice job by him to play the puck instead of trying to retreat in the zone when it looked like the Sooners had the numbers.
He pushed back into the zone. Played behind the net of Palumbo. 48 seconds remaining on the advantage for Colorado. 13:33 remaining in the first period. We're scoreless here on Friday night. It's hockey night in Boulder. Coming through the neutral zone will be poked away by McKinney. McKinney still on the forecheck. Will create a turnover as Nightenbach carried it in offsides.
Yeah, you could see the guy on the far side there trying to get onside there, and it just didn't quite work for him. And unfortunately, the Buffs will have to try one more time here. They still got 34 seconds left on the power play, though, so enough time for a couple more chances.
Nothing doing so far, though, for Colorado on the power play. It's been quiet. Really not getting that setup that they usually like to look for. See a lot of guys playing down in the corner here tonight and haven't gotten that chance in the slot that they look for. Nightenbach will play it back into his own zone with 15 seconds remaining on the penalty to Corey Ramsey. Hefter will bring it in. He'll be pushed off into the corner. Gruber will come after it now. Puck is buried there as Hefter went down in the corner. Dice will come bail him out. Johnson for Oklahoma will swing at it, can't get it out. Power play expires, we're back to even strength, so Colorado 0 for 1, and that'll turn into a 2-on-1, and it'll be Johnson alongside Stouffer. Johnson on the left wing fires one, and it goes high. Knocked down in front, and Colorado will carry it out of the zone, but a really dangerous opportunity there for Johnson, a great goal scorer. Solorzano will play it off the skate of Andrew Bradford. It'll be deflected all the way behind the Colorado net, so no icing on the deflection. Ill-advised pass will come out to the point. Block it away there, though, by Palumbo. Poked away through the slot. Palanchik will head back for it. He'll defer back to Hefter. Hefter will see it go past him, so it'll be Nightenbach will play it against the boards, intended for Bradford. Bradford couldn't get it, so the Sooners will collect it in the neutral zone. It's Johnson. Johnson handles around Hefter momentarily. Couldn't maintain possession, but a fancy-looking move. Palanchik will backhand it across the other side now to Nightenbach. Nightenbach looking for a long ice pass to Palanchik. Palanchik's going to be the first one there to it. And that's going to be an icing call, and I know Elliot Palanchik's frustrated on the hustle play. He beat the guy to the puck.
He definitely did, and the ref from his angle might not have been able to see it over the goaltender, but that's unfortunate. The Buffs were tired from that power play. They weren't able to get their line changes there. That set up a long Oklahoma opportunity. They're able to file some guys in and out on on the bench, but this is not the guys you want out there for an icing call.
Decent take the draw for Colorado. He'll be wrapped up by Ty Jones. Finally comes behind the net of Palumbo now. Colorado will set the breakout. 11:42 remaining here in the first period to play. Turned over, it'll be Jones who tries to play it through the slot. Bad pass went off a skate. Pinching up the point, though, by Adams. Knightenbach for Colorado looks to go out to center ice. He can't connect on the pass, so Ty Jones again will break it up. It'll be sent in. It'll be carried in offsides.
Well, the Buffs have played back and forth so far. It's been a pretty even game. Couple nice chances on both sides. I don't think Palumbo's really been challenged yet, but the team's working well in front of him, not letting those shots get through to give him unfair opportunities.
Compared to last year where Palumbo faced, I believe, 70-plus shots in a Thursday night game here in Boulder, tonight he looks bored down there. Adams will play it down the length of the ice. Palumbo will escape out of the crease to play that one. Backhanded away. That one intended for Ryan Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, a freshman on this team. Played for the Boulder Bison last year, the WSHL. A bunch of guys on this team played in the Western States Hockey League. Push through the neutral zone. Sooners seem to have the ice tilted their way so far, Derek.
Yeah, the last couple minutes, ever since that power play, Buffs haven't been able to get a chance in the offensive zone as they send it back in behind the goaltender.
Patrick Grace, local resident here, plays through the neutral zone. Will be deflected away. Buffs will clear it out of their zone. This one should go the distance for an icing call, and it will.
Buff's going to have to do another defensive zone faceoff here, and we talked about that. You don't want those tired legs on the ice, and this was another line that just didn't seem to be able to get the chance down low, and that ultimately led to the icing.
And the line out there right now is who we thought was going to be starting tonight. It wasn't, but the number one line out there for Colorado is Bauer, Jarman, and Salvato. And last night, Bauer and Salvato, and Jarman for that matter, played very well in the corners. Jarman on the forecheck was a monster. He created a turnover and scored a goal, one of the prettiest of the year. But Jake Bauer, who, as Coach Neinbach would say, out of nowhere leads this team in goals. He pegged him more for an assist man coming from the EHL. Play through the neutral zone now. Buffs looking to get some numbers. Cross-ice pass is sent away. Sooners doing a good job literally sealing off their defensive zone. Send it to the corner. It'll be Taylor Herndon. Herndon loses a skate. Puck comes free. Buffs will try to flip it out to center ice. Solorzano, I thought, kept it in. Delayed offside, so he has to clear the zone, and Colorado will be able to regroup at their own end. Cross-ice pass intended for Bauer. No one home, so this one will go for an icing.
This cannot be the Buffs' offensive strategy for the entire game, just icing the puck, because you very rarely hit the net when you just send it all the way down the ice.
You can see kind of where the logic is, though. You see a lot of these long ice pass attempts, but just not connecting.
And that's really been the thing you've noticed so far, not crisp passes for the Buffs. They've had one or two, but they've had a lot more that haven't connected. So far it hasn't cost them, but you've seen it a couple times in the defensive zone, and that is where it will cost you.
21 out there tonight is Eric Kardash. The truth is they didn't have a military night jersey printed for him, so he's wearing number 21, which is usually worn by Mick Bruce. Bruce is still injured with a knee injury for probably until after the Christmas holiday. So Eric Kardash out there wearing 21.
The problem with those fancy jerseys, you can't just turn them over.
That is true. Shot on net will be gloved out of there by Palumbo, and he'll hang on.
When you have those specialty jerseys, you have to order those months in advance, so you got to just guess who's going to be on your team.
Well, I remember we were joking around in the office maybe a few months ago. Said, oh, we'd like one of those. And he said, it's too late. Too late. Face off at the right circle. It'll be Johnson being thrown out of the dot.
They only have so much camouflage material they can make into a jersey a year.
They have a quota. At to the point now. It'll be Adams. Adams will throw it near the net. It'll be deflected away. Played off into the corner. It'll be Stouffer. Stouffer battling with it. Colorado will poke it free and send it again all the way down into the Oklahoma zone. That one will be an icing call as long ice pass intended for Stouffer couldn't connect. A lot of long ice passes so far, Derek. No one's connecting.
And this is something you see when teams play the night before. They don't want to send that extra effort. They don't want to skate too much, which is a good strategy, but you've got to be able to make those passes. I expect that we'll see that change as the game goes on. We've only seen one physical shake-up, and that could, a couple more of those, you'll want to carry the puck more.
And last night here in Boulder, we saw a very tame game against Central Oklahoma. Colorado, who their last few times out saw a little bit more rougher affairs against CSU and the road trip down in Arizona. Arizona and Colorado don't love each other. ASU and the Buffs get around okay. You may remember last year, the one TV game we did ended in a big brawl, a bench-clearing brawl between the Wildcats in Colorado. And they remembered.
Bench clearing brawls are always fun, especially when you're a fan. You know, I don't think the players hate them either. You know, it's not like they're trying to stay on the bench in those instances.
I'll tell you who does hate them, and it's the coaching staff, because when we saw the bench clearing brawl a few weeks ago here in Boulder back on October 24th against Colorado State, the Buffs had several of their top stars suspended for the Arizona State game, and both Coach Knight and Box were not pleased to say the least. Puck is sent into the Sooner bench, and we'll have a whistle.
And only a coach in the heat of the moment would think, hold on, you're going to get suspended. The players may not have the maturity to do that yet, still learning the game. And, I mean, that is part of this league, is that physical nature. I think that's not going to go away, but you've got to stay on the bench.
I can't remember who it was, but when we were down in Arizona, there was a lot of pushing and shoving going on at the end of the second period, the first game on the Friday night against Arizona. And someone from the Colorado bench was yelling, don't do it, come back. Just one guy. There's always one. Shot on net, kick save there by Palumbo. Palanchik will come to rescue it away. He'll play it, and he'll pay the price there. Palanchik got leveled in the corner. Laying down the lumber was Taylor Herndon, and Palanchik is not, well, he's getting up now, but he wasn't moving there for a second. Looks like his right shoulder went into the corner.
He went into the boards at a diagonal, and that's never what you want to see, because you don't know what you're going to hit when you hit the boards, as the trainer is going to come out and look at him now. He's taking off his helmet, too. So hopefully he'll be okay. Actually, does he taking off his glove? Is it a wrist problem?
We're literally on the opposite corner trying to see. We can't see on the camera either.
We're not showing injuries, so.
We're not showing injuries. That's right. Director Zach and I talked about that. So we'll give you guys an update here in a second. I do know that Elliott is missing teeth from his days in the EHL, so hopefully he didn't lose any more. You got to keep the ones you have.
He is slow to get up, but he does get up. And I think he did take off a glove, but that may have just been on the shoulder hand. Kind of hard to tell what the...
It's tough to see.
Yeah.
He's holding everything.
Tough to see all the other. It doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty on the play either, and it was close. I don't think the attacking Oklahoma player was far enough from the boards for it to be a charging call, but still not what you want to see. Is he is helped to the bench. Now he's deciding between the two. Now he's going to go to the bench.
So they had the door open for him to go to the locker room. Palanchik says, no way, I'm going to go take a seat on the bench. Hopefully he just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, completely understandable.
We'll try and find out during the intermission, but for now we're back to action. Walking the blue line will be Miller. Miller will send it down low. 8 minutes even remaining here in the scoreless first period on Friday night in Boulder. Buffs will send it down again to the corner again. Coming after it will be Kane. Kane, who usually plays defense, is actually tonight moved up to a forward position. He'll be centering a line with Ryan Fitzgerald out there. Referee's got his hand up for delayed icing. He puts it down as Palumbo dives out of his crease to cover that one, and that'll go for a face-off.
Smart play by Palumbo. He wasn't sure that his guy was going to be the first to the puck in the corner. You don't want that to get away from you and give a good chance up front for Oklahoma.
7:36 remaining in the first period of play. We're scoreless, and scoring chances have been few and far between.
Well, I don't think you've said the goaltender for Oklahoma's name once.
I think we did during opening lineups. Colin Fernandes.
He's still down here, folks.
He's hanging out between the pipes. On the year, though, he has been busy, and he's got some nice stats to show for it. 9 wins, 3 losses, 2 overtime losses, but the big number for me, 2.45 goals against average. That is good. No matter what league you're playing in, that is a good stat to have. The wins are better. Fishing through. It was Jarman. Comes down from the point. Will be deflected off the skate. Jarman again will try to rescue it through the slot. Backhanded there. Saved by Fernandes. There you go, Derek. There's a shot on net.
Congratulations, Fernandes. Save number 1.
1 for 1. Glove down at the point. Swung at. And we brought the other way now by Bolden. Bolden couldn't quite keep control, so Colorado will receive it in their own end. Played out to the blue line. Looking for Matty. Matty couldn't get the stick on it. So Miller will control it for the Sooners. A little bit of ping pong action going on out there.
Back and forth. Someone trying to find the advantage in the zone as Oklahoma brings it in offside. I noticed on that first really good Buffs offensive chance in a few minutes, that everyone for Oklahoma was in front of the net. The Buffs need to be aware of that, try to send the puck back out, spread things out, because you're not going to do a lot when you have no guys in the slot and Oklahoma has the slot covered.
And really the best chance we saw of the evening was right off of the opening face-off. We saw Oklahoma rush into the zone and get a few shots on that, but since then it's been quiet. So it'll be Matty in his own zone. He'll lose it. He'll be sent in by Miller. Miller misses the net into the corner. Patrick Grace at the point will throw it on net. It goes off of a leg in front. Kept in at the blue line by Johnson. Johnson will flip it forward. Gloved at and backhanded. This one sails high above the net. Colorado will send it down to neutral ice. Johnson will chase after it. He'll be trailed there by Gruber. Miller will send it around the boards. Johnson will fish at it. Gruber had it at his feet. Matty in the corner, loses it. Johnson again will send it out. Kept in momentarily. And it'll now be sent down into the corner by Greenberg. 5:43 remaining in the first period. Puck held up behind the Colorado net. Sooners went off for a change. A good forechecking effort there. Turned over. Picked up by McKinney. McKinney will send one wide. Comes out to the point. It'll be Ramsey. Ramsey loses it, and Colorado will lead the rush the other way. They got a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Pass intended for Bauer. Wasn't a good one. Bradford had Bauer streaking towards the net. Loose now in the circle. And the referee's going to blow his whistle as he lost sight of the puck as it was near the crease.
I don't think Bauer saw it either, as it was between his skates. I'm not sure how good it would have been for the Buffs, but unfortunate. It's too bad that there can't be some sensor on there, and then when it's covered, you'll know. If it's not, it's free game.
Last night we were talking about a laser system, a complicated laser system for offsides calls. It's coming. It's got to be.
There's no need for 4 guys on the ice, and since the other 2 are just calling that, you could do that 2-referee system if you didn't have to worry about offside.
Well, I remember Fox Sports in the late 90s, early 2000s tried to use those special pucks that would illuminate on your television screens, and that went over very poorly. And those pucks were also like $8,000 a piece, and they tend to break. So the NHL said, maybe we move away from puck technology. And they said, yeah, we do.
And sometimes the blue dot would not be where the puck was.
That is true. Then it turned into like a video game where the puck was glitching.
They also added those shot rays for a while.
Those were cool. They're literally meaningless to everyone, but they looked cool. Nightenbach in the corner will play it up to Bradford. Bradford will avoid a big check there by Adams. But the Buffs will finally break out. It'll be Bauer who will chase it down. Bauer will bring it in on the left wing. He'll drop it back. Handling around a man was Dietz. Dietz is laid out in the corner. And Herndon will break it out for the Sooners. Very methodical pace out there. Not characteristic of a WCHL matchup. Shot goes way wide on that one. It'll wrap around the boards and come over to Bolden. Bolden will backhand it back into the neutral zone. And Peter Martin will come back for Colorado.
Seems both of these teams are thinking about the 5 more periods they have to play in the next 30 hours or so, instead of thinking about this first period.
These two teams tomorrow night will gather again. Same time, same place, different night. Play through the neutral zone. It'll be Ty Jones. Jones will lose it. Be sent back to the Colorado blue line. Florzano looking for Bolden. Bolden will be closed on, so he decides to send it into the zone. Deep pair will go off for a change for Oklahoma. They'll hold it in the zone, though. Walking in, a shot goes wide off of the stick of Daryl Bolden. Played throughout the circle. And it'll be flipped out to center ice again. Now, I know the period's not over, but if you're either coaching staff, you cannot be pleased with what's going on here. Brought into the corner, it's Bolden. Bolden will wrap it around the other end.
You don't want to tell your teams to be more physical, but this may be one of the few times. Because physical to these guys might mean more than what you're asking for.
Yeah, you never want to tell college athletes to be more physical. Shot on net from Stouffer will be gloved at. There we go. There's some physicality.
One of the CU players looking like he's going to swing his stick at an OU player. I don't think that's what he was going for. That's what it looked like, though, for a second, like he was just going to take a whack.
Looks like he was winding up. Now, I can't see from here, Derek, but I can't tell if Elliot Palanchik's sitting on the bench or not.
Well, they all kind of blend in. It's a dark background black there. The camouflage jerseys don't make that easy to see who's on the bench.
They're doing their jobs. I can't tell where they are. The camo, where are they?
Buffs are going to get a power play here.
Delayed penalty as Oklahoma will touch up. Ramsey not happy. Let's see who's going to go to the box here. Is it going to be Stouffer? It will be.
Ramsey's not a tall guy, but he's been feisty so far in this game. 5'7", I guess he's not.
He's not little.
No, he's not little, but next to some of these other guys on their team. They got 6'3" Joe Adams. He's up there, and a lot of guys around 6 feet.
Get this, though. Tallest guy on the team, goaltender Casey Wilfer, 6'5". Maybe he should play basketball. So Colorado on the power play, their first opportunity of the night. Buff seeing if they can jump ahead early as time winding down here in the first. Pierce Matty at the circle. Deliberate pace. Final score for basketball, Colorado 65, Drexel 48. Thank you to Director Zach and Audio and Engineer Paige for that one. And it scores as soon as I'm talking about that. It's a Colorado goal. It's Pierce Matty.
Great puck movement there. Maybe you doing the play-by-play is not working for this team because they started moving the puck, making those crisp passes, and it paid off for them on their second power play attempt of the night. The first power play attempt of the night, they had nothing going. This one looked like a real power play, and it worked out in their favor.
I have a mild form of dyslexia, Derek, so I couldn't tell if that was 71 or 17. So we're going to have to hear the stadium announcer. I realized that 17 and 71 are both out there right now.
It's okay. My score sheet goes up to 19 and then starts over, so I can't help you with the numbers either right now.
We'll keep our ears open. Director Zach handing me a note that Colorado basketball wins and Colorado hockey scores a goal. So hand me more notes, Director Zach. I don't care. What are you? Oh, okay. Zach's talking to me off air. This is great broadcasting. 2:26 remaining here in the first period of play. Still waiting for the confirmation on the goal. It was either Gruber or Matty. Doesn't really matter at this point.
No, they got the goal and they got the first goal. And as long as they don't repeat last night's mistake where they got the first two goals and then didn't score again, that's a really good thing for this team. After the icing, they dropped the puck.
Colorado will break out of the zone. And it will be 71 George Gruber, who usually wears 7. He's also George Gruber the 7th, and that's why that's easy to remember. So just add a 1 on the end of that one. Pierce Matty will get the assist on that. So 1-0 Colorado here early. And they're going to give Dak Dice an assist on the goal as well. So all three forwards on that power play unit going to get a point.
And it really was a nice power play. It was short, it was sweet, and they made the right passes. Confused the goalie Fernandes, and they got on the board.
See if Colorado can flip the script from last night. They jumped out early and then went to sleep on Thursday night. Solorzano will play it up behind his own net. It'll be deflected forward to McKinney. McKinney will play back to Solorzano. Colorado with an aggressive forecheck here. It's Thomas Jarman out there on the forecheck. He creates a lot of chaos down there. McKinney along the glass. He'll be pushed away. Salvato will lay down a hit, comes out up top, and a shot from Grant Williams will come into the glove of Alex Palumbo. I don't know if that one was headed towards Twine, but, you know, the goaltender likes to get some action, put the glove out there, grab it out of the air.
He's got to do something, make sure they know who's really should be making the big bucks for this team.
If only they paid ACHA athletes, right? Last night we were comparing the WCHL and the SEC, another conference where athletes aren't paid.
The WCHL?
The SEC. No one's getting paid.
Sure.
Crab legs, right? Oh, that's Jameis Winston. Solorzano will take it through. He'll send it into the corner. Glad we got a Jameis Winston reference in on a hockey broadcast here. Peter Martin will play it forward with a minute 30 remaining in the first period of play. Buffs on top, 1-0. Solorzano will look to play it across to Bolden. Bolden was held up, so Palumbo will play it out to Ryan Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald will swing at it, and Parker Dietz will come into the corner and help him out. Battling along with Bolden is Fitzgerald. Dorr will poke it free, and he'll poke it out to center ice. It'll be a one-on-one opportunity. Into the zone will be Bradford. Bradford will try to backhand it, and he takes a huge check from Ramsey behind the play. Dietz with it now. Dietz looking for a centering pass to Bradford. Bradford had it at his feet. He's got a second opportunity. He couldn't swing it forward. Huge check there from, I believe that was Ramsey, and Ramsey got his elbow up into Dice, and that's going to be an elbowing call.
It's pretty obvious for the refs to call it there. We saw it here. He went high, knocked him in the cage, and the Buffs are going to go on another power play, which hopefully they can end before the period's over with just 55 seconds left.
The argument for the cage made itself there. If Dice is wearing a visor or nothing, he loses his teeth and has a broken nose on that play. So one vote for Dice for cages. Second power play here in the latter half of the first period of play. Colorado 1 for 1 on the night. George Gruber wearing 71 got the power play goal assisted by Dice and Matty. That power play unit out there right now on the year. Colorado 22%. Not bad, not great,
No.
but not bad.
And it's probably gone up a little bit with 1 for 2 so far tonight.
So Casey will go off. There'll be an elbowing penalty. Sorry, Ramsey. I don't know why I said Casey. Ramsey. There is no Casey on either roster. It's been a long day, Derek.
Sure it has. Long week.
Long week.
It's Friday night.
Tonight was opening night for Colorado men's basketball, as you heard during the first goal. A lot of questions on how they were going to respond. Not bad. Buffs will control it in the neutral zone. Time winding down here in the first. Kardash will carry it in. The defenseman jump all the way up into the corner. Eric Kardash last night did a great job jumping in from the blue line and helping out. Bauer to Dora. Dora will fire one through traffic. Never made it through. Comes to Jarman. He's got 14 seconds. Jarman in reverse direction. Looking in the slot. He's got Bauer waiting for him. Bauer will circle behind the net. Jarman will try to sling it forward. It'll be deflected by Adams. 6 seconds remaining. Adams will scoop it up for the Sooners. Played against the boards with 2 seconds remaining. And Greenberg will try and eat it up for the Sooners as time expires here in the first.
It was pretty even most of the period, but it ended up working out in the Buffs' favor with that first goal.
So the score at the end of 1, Colorado 1, Sooners nothing. And Derek, I don't know about you, it's pretty lackadaisical hockey from my perspective.
It was pretty back and forth, and usually you notice the speed, you notice the physicality, and those really weren't on display much in this first period, not how you would expect it, and you would expect that to change. You can't think either coach was very happy with the way they played other than the scoreboard for the Buffs.
And it wasn't like anything bad was going on in the first period. It was just slow from both ends, and I guess the positive coming out of the period is the power play unit clicked for Colorado. Gruber put one home, sneaking it right inside the post, and that's where we are right now. 1-0 after 1 in favor of the Colorado Buffaloes. But we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Chris Shook, director of all the club sports for the University of Colorado in Boulder, joining us. Chris has got a lot of things to talk to us about, so don't go anywhere. Your score after 1, Colorado 1, Oklahoma 0. You're tuned into Colorado Hockey on Livestream. We're back in Boulder, Colorado in the first intermission. After 1, Colorado leads Oklahoma by a score of 1-0. I'm Joe Paris, and I'm now joined by the director of collegiate club sports here at the University of Colorado, Mr. Chris Shook. You may recognize him. He was on our broadcast last Thursday in Loveland, Colorado.
Yeah, that was nice to have you on me. I had a great time, Joe, and it's always great to talk to you during periods.
We didn't get to it last week, but Chris was actually a broadcaster at the University of Denver. So
yeah, we did. I used to do DU games a while back for the DU hockey. I got started that way and went into a little bit of radio with Mike Haynes with a program called Ask the Ref. And before the Avalanche games, people used to call in and ask, hey, rules. And it was a good time to do that because the Avalanche just came into town. Yeah. A lot of people may have not known the rules, so it was good for us to do that at that time.
In addition to working here at the University of Colorado, Mr. Shook is also a goal line judge for the NHL.
No, not goal line. I do video.
Goal line.
Video.
He talks to Toronto about questionable goals.
Right.
And Mr. Shook says, is it a goal or is it not a goal? And works with Toronto.
Well, it's a collaborative effort. Actually, what happens is that during play, if we see something that looks kind of fishy, then what I'll do is I'll review it, and we can go frame by frame. I'm not kidding you, Joe. It's the best, best equipment in the country, and we can go frame by frame. We have 3 different angles, and I can go back to Toronto and go, Toronto, this is what I have. What do you guys see? Toronto's going to make the ultimate decision, but then we relay that down to the official.
Not a bad gig.
Yeah, it's a great gig. I refereed for 15 years, and now this keeps me involved in the game. And so I really enjoy going down there. I only do half the games because, I have a real job, and I got to keep everyone in line up here. And by the way, Joe, your crew's doing a great job tonight.
Thanks.
Good crowd.
It's a lot of fun for us. Thank you for joining us. You're tuned into Colorado Hockey along with Mr. Shook. I'm Joe Paris. And after 1 period of play, Colorado leads 1-0. A little bit of a lackadaisical period, but the power play unit really clicking for Colorado.
Yeah, they really did. They moved the puck around real well, and they're getting people in front. And that's why that goal went in. As you saw there, the goalie, I don't think ever saw that shot. So, if Colorado stays out of the box, they'll be fine. I'm really, last year, Joe, when we watched this game, the score was 10-1.
Yeah. 6-0 after 1 period.
And you know what? That just shows where we're coming. We're making strides against, Oklahoma. They're ranked what?
Sixth.
We're playing with them. We played last night with Central Oklahoma, even though we lost. We got out to a lead. That was my goal when I hired, Coach Knightenbach is, hey, Jeff, let's just be competitive. Let's get good players in here. That was our goal. And tonight's a special night.
Yes. It's military night in Boulder. We had some great pregame festivities that featured Stuart Elliott, who is a former Buff here. He actually worked at the rec center with Mr. Shook when they were both students here.
That's right.
In
that was
the same
a long
fraternity.
time ago. Yeah.
He was then a Navy SEAL, and along with his daughter Elizabeth, Mr. Elliott dropped the puck before tonight's game.
Yeah, it was great. Having Stu, and that's what we're doing tonight. Tonight we're actually auctioning off these jerseys. Half the proceeds will go to the CU hockey team. The other half of the proceeds, Joe, tonight are going to go to the CU Veterans office over there at the C4C. And it's for a great cause. I know that there are a lot of parents here tonight that are bidding on jerseys for their kids, and it's a great time to do it. And you know what? We're going to do it. He asked me, he goes, hey, can we do this next year?
Absolutely.
And so that's what we want to do. We appreciate the vets and all they do for us, and we want to keep that relationship going. And as you see, we got a pretty good crowd here tonight. Very good crowd.
Yeah, it's also a very special night for everyone here. And we talked about in the pregame show that TJ Oshie for the St. Louis Blues said during the Olympics that the real heroes aren't the hockey players, it's the men and women defending our country. And I think everyone loved that so much. And, sports are a lot of fun. It's a distraction from the real world, but it's nice to take time and recognize the servicemen out there.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted to do tonight. So tonight we said, you know what, all service member, even ROTC here on campus, everyone's going to get in free. Bring your family, show up. We want to honor you guys tonight, and I think we're doing a pretty good job by wearing the jerseys. I can tell you right now, every player in that locker room was really excited about putting on their jersey. So that means a lot to me, too, because, now they appreciate what our military, men and women are doing.
Let's talk about a year ago from tonight. University of Oklahoma comes into our building on opening night, and after where we were right now a year ago, 6-0 Oklahoma. Much different story a year later.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it starts with the coaching. I really do, and I think Jeff's done a fantastic job, and his coaching staff too. The other thing is I think the players have bought into the program. I mean, what you're seeing is you don't see a lot of individuals out there. You're seeing more of a team effort, and that's what we want to do. We want to grow this program. It's not going to happen overnight. We're not going to win a national championship this year, but I want to be competitive. That was my main goal. When I hired him, I said, Jeff, I'm going to let you know right now, I don't care about wins or losses. What I care about tonight, this season, is I just want you to be competitive. Be in the game. Don't get blown out. Let's keep everybody healthy, and let's graduate our students, number one. Then let's get the commitment from him. And then, you know what? In December, he goes on a recruit. He goes on a recruiting trip to bring more players in. He's going to, I don't know if you know this, but we're sending him, there's a tournament in Las Vegas. I think it's the second week in December. And he's got a couple of other junior tournaments.
Is that a WSHL showcase?
Yeah, sure is.
And that's where we get a lot of our players from this year. I know we've got 5, 6, 7 guys that play in the Western States Hockey League last year, a bunch of them playing down in Boulder. But, it was the same message with former head coach Eric Ballard. We said at the end of last year, yes, it was a down year. Yes, we lost a lot of games by a lot of goals, but that wasn't the point. The point was moving up to Division I ACHA, seeing that we can play there. And honestly, I think a lot of us are pleasantly surprised at how Colorado's performing this year.
Yeah, they've really turned it around. And it's one of those things where some of the players, the new players, as you guys know, we have 17 new players. There's very little, left over from last year, and I think they're like I said, they're buying into it. And you know what? That locker room, it's the tightest locker room I've seen for a bunch of strangers to come together like that. So I'm really, really excited about the direction that he's taken them. The other thing is too is we'll share a little bit later on is the schedule for next year. Our league schedule already came out, and same teams are in the league that are in the league this year, and we're going to start playing every weekend. My goal is to play someone that's in the top 20, because that's the only way we're going to stay competitive.
It's fun to play little colleges and blow them out on a Thursday night, but you don't grow from that.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what we need. We need to play against the Central Oklahomas and the Oklahomas and the Arizona States. That's the only way we're going to get better.
And the WCHL, in a lot of people's opinion,
it's the
best conference.
In fact, I talked to the commissioner today. He says it's like the SEC of hockey.
That's what we said last night. Shout out to Commissioner Chris Perry.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the commissioner of the best league, without a doubt.
You got all 6 teams ranked, and we'll just see how things go. They took a hard loss, like I said, against CSU, but you know what? They're going to learn on this. They're going to learn every time they play. They're going to get better and better. And tonight, having a 1-goal lead is great. Last night they had a 2-goal lead. I think they'll learn from that tonight. I definitely think that'll happen. So
They
we'll
have
see how it
to.
goes. Yeah, they have to.
Or Jeff Knightenbach will lose his mind.
Yeah. Or his hair.
Or his hair.
Exactly.
Well, see, he's growing a mustache. You're one of the few hockey guys down here that doesn't have the mustache going.
Well, I got a real job, so I
Yeah.
gotta keep it going.
See, I've got it kind of going.
Yeah, I know. I
It's
saw
not-
it. It's growing in.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll stick to broadcasting, not
That's
facial
right.
hair growing.
Yeah.
Well, alongside Mr. Shook, I'm Joe Paris. We're going to step aside, but Mr. Shook, thanks for joining
No
us.
problem,
and,
Joe. Anytime you want me to come on, I'm more than happy to come on, and you guys are doing a great job. I think tonight's staff did a fantastic job.
They did.
I want to throw a special thank out to Derek Mickelson, who's the director of CU Hockey Operations. Derek just did a great job. And you know what? He works more
He
hours.
overworks.
Yeah, he does. He puts a lot of effort in this, so I really want to thank Derek tonight.
I'm not sure what he's paid for, but he's working
Yeah,
60
well,
hours a week.
exactly. He's only get paid for half that.
Derek, go home and sleep.
Yeah, right.
Seriously, take a nap.
No problem.
All right, we're going to step aside. Your score at the end of one period of play. Buffs on top, 1-0 over the Sooners. When we come back, we'll have some first period stats and, of course, the second period of action for you. Don't go anywhere. It's Colorado Buffs hockey on Friday night, live from Boulder. Welcome back to Boulder. We're ready for the second period of action. Joe Paris alongside Derek Kessinger. Derek, after one, Buffs lead 1-0. Your takeaways from that first period?
Well, neither team really established themselves. I think the Buffs had the power play opportunities. You get 3 opportunities. You've got to score on one of those. They do. They get a little bit more time here. Hopefully they can add to their lead. But you can't say they dominated Oklahoma in that first period.
I went to take a peek during the intermission at the jersey silent auction. One jersey's going $1,000 right now.
They have a number with that too?
I have no idea whose jersey it was. I think it was David Coleman's, but $1,000 for number 11 in camo. Not a bad number.
No.
If you're at home, you still got time. Bidding ends at the end of the second intermission.
Run down here.
Be careful, though. It's very slippery out there. It's icy. Buffs will ice the puck here to start the second period of play. They'll start on the power play. Another 47 seconds remaining on that one. Faceoff will come all the way back into their end, though.
Not how you want to start a power play opportunity. Even if it's broken up, you'd still like to take advantage of that. I believe they had about 55 seconds.
So Maddie out there with Gruber and Dice on the forwards. Will be Knightenbach and Hefter on the D. Of course, Alex Palumbo between the pipes. Buffs wearing their camouflage jerseys, and it's a little, it's a 50-50 shot. You don't know if people are going to like them or not like them, but I can say with great confidence they're a hit here in Boulder. Camo's cool again.
It is, and you know, they're blending in well with their surroundings when they're in the right places. So
They are.
you can remember that. You can actually use them as camouflage depending on how you want to use your jersey if you bid on one.
I know that both Knightenbach brothers are big hunters, so maybe they'll wear one of their jerseys out when they go for their next deer hunt.
Go Buffs.
I'm like half kidding. Like, I actually think Jeff would do that. Gruber will take it in on the circle. He'll skate in front. Fires one in a save. Rebound goes straight down, comes back to the point now to Hefter. Fernandes with a good save there, stopping Gruber on the doorstep. Knightenbach for the point will sail one high into the rafters.
I'm not sure Fernandes saw that shot, but he was able to get his elbow up just enough to get a piece of that. Looked like he was saving it with his blocker, the way he moved his hand, but he was able to deflect it, and that's all that matters. Keeps the Buffs from scoring their second goal.
So Colorado misses out on the power play. They're 1 for 2 on the night. Really discombobulated. A lot of teams don't like going into the locker room with 48 seconds remaining on the advantage because it really breaks up the momentum. I think we saw that there a bit. I think Colorado forgot they were on the advantage. I forgot.
Just trying to find their legs again. They've done well of staying out of the box so far, though.
This one come from an icing. Colorado on the year has had penalty troubles. It doesn't help that at the end of the CSU game, everyone got a penalty. That'll really inflate the stats there. Now, I don't remember who it was, but there's a member of the Central Oklahoma Broncos who had 63 penalty minutes heading into last night. He logged an hour so far this year in 17 games. And Mason Miller for the Sooners has got 45 penalties in minutes, but leading penalty minute getter for Colorado, even though that's probably not a stat, John Dora comes in at about half an hour. You think about that. You hear these stats about, oh, you spend half your life at a traffic light.
He's spending half his time in the box. At least for a game, that's his whole game is in a box if you add all that up.
Yeah, for the defenseman, he's getting about 30 minutes a game. Yeah, that's one whole game. Played off along the boards. From the point, it'll be thrown on net, deflected through some traffic. Bauer will glove it down. Walking the blue line, going D to D. Flung on net. This one goes wide. Comes into the corner. Bauer will swing at it. Jarman now there with Salvato. Through the slot, it'll be poked free, and the Sooners will break out of their zone.
Nice job again by the Buffs cycling that puck. The Sooners defense leaves a lot of gaps for that. They don't like to move to the outside.
Out to center ice for RJ Salvato, the Denver Mullen High School product. It's not too far from here, I suppose. A lot of local guys came back to play for Colorado. Brought into the zone, though. It'll be a drop pass. It'll come to Solorzano. Solorzano will lose it, and Colorado will send it up the ice. Ryan Fitzgerald will race after it, and we've got a delayed penalty on the play. Nope, referee put his hand down. It was a delayed icing. Fitzgerald beat out the icing call. Saw Kardash get taken down in front of the Sooner bench. I assumed that was maybe a penalty.
It looked like a penalty to me. Another high hit by the Sooner team. As now the Buffs are going to get a penalty.
And Colorado will head to the penalty box.
They're going to call a slash. It looked to me like a trip, but nonetheless, it's a penalty.
And that's Hurley Kane, I believe. The numbers blend in with the jerseys, too. Unofficially, that's Hurley Kane. We'll wait for them to put him up on the board. Kane, who usually plays defense, is actually playing on a forward line here tonight. A little bit of a change in pace for the team captain.
And the Sooners, who weren't really setting anything up in the Buffs offensive end, or in the Buffs defensive end, now have this opportunity.
So it'll be Kane's second penalty here on the night. Sooners are 0 for 1.
They're 17% on the season.
Through the slot, Johnson will send one high above the net. Comes out towards the blue line, and Dietz will clear the zone. Or sorry, Nightenbach will clear the zone. No, correction, that was Dietz. These numbers are hard to see, Derek.
They really are, and you were right. It was Kane in the box, so for the Buffaloes.
Turned over. Colorado's got it now here shorthanded. Fired on net. Back door. Couldn't quite jam it home. And a good save there by Fernan. Again, I don't know if he saw that shot coming through traffic. On the other end, it'll be the Sooners. In the corner, it'll be played out to the point. Controlled there. Play to the near side to Johnson. Johnson will walk at the circle. He'll send it down low to Greenberg. Greenberg goes up top. Ramsey. Greenberg intended for down low. Instead, it slips to Johnson. Johnson will go back up top to Ramsey. Good puck movement here. Johnson up top, firing from the point. Saved there by Palumbo, rebound by Johnson. He'll backhand at it, loosed in front, and Palumbo will cover it as Greenberg will crash the net. And the Buffs will clear the zone. And the first real crowd noise of the evening.
And a little pushing and shoving after. Palumbo did a nice job on that. The puck got high. I believe Greenberg in front of the net didn't see it. It was up by his shoulder, and then Palumbo was able to snatch that one up. The Buffs had a good chance at the other end. They have 6 shorthanded goals on the year so far. Doing pretty well in that category. Almost had another one there. They do not lead the league, though. Central Oklahoma has 7 shorthanded goals so far this season.
Central Oklahoma's got to lead the league in every statistical category. I think their 12th leading scorer, if they were on Colorado, would have been first in points. Shot on net deflected through traffic by Jones. Will go to the corner. Pierce Matty will try to get it out. Kept in by Bolden, though. Bolden will poke at it. And Hefter will play it forward to Bauer. Bauer shorthanded here, plays it up to Matty. Matty brings it in on the left circle, poked away from him. Backhands it towards the goal there. Didn't quite go on net. 30 seconds remaining on the slashing call to Hurley Kane. Sooners will advance it into the zone. It'll be Stouffer. Stouffer will come behind the net. Nightenbach will ride him off. Jones will on the boards. Play it down low to Nightenbach. Nightenbach lost it. It'll be Bolden again. Bolden will send it out to the point. Good keep there by Ramsey. It was hot to handle. Jones goes down low to Bolden. Bolden to the blue line to Ramsey. Ramsey will fire one through some traffic. Never made it through as it was deflected off of Nightenbach as the power play has expired. So 0 for 2 tonight for the Sooners. Back to even straight. Solorzano fires one off the post. That one went really closely to sneaking home. Through the slot again, and another save by Palumbo. That one sent wide again. Stouffer wrapped up in the corner. Bauer will send it out to center ice. No, he won't. Solorzano will send it on net. Bolden can't quite get the stick on it. Still loose there in the slot. And Bauer now is going to have a one-on-one opportunity. He's got Jones to beat. Fires it. Shot and a kick save there by Fernan. Jake Bauer, one-man wheel show there. Matty from the point. Weak shot on net will be kicked away. Hefter will play it through as we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get an interference call, I believe, on Jake Bauer. But what an opportunity here. Oklahoma almost scoring on the power play. That one was really a centimeter away from hitting that post and going in. It's that weird angle where maybe you'll go post in.
Yeah, it was really close. And the Buffs, even after that power play expired, were having a hard time in their defensive end especially right after the power play expired. Bolden was all alone right in front of the net. There was not anyone within 5 feet of him. He got a good shot. Palumbo made a nice save. Buffs take it to the other end. Look like they're going to get some momentum, take a penalty, and now they're going to have to kill another power play opportunity for Oklahoma.
Bauer in the box, 2 minutes interference. Good win there in the defensive zone by Salvato. Buffs can't control it. Fired from the point, goes wide, and we're going to get another penalty here, and I believe this one is going to be a cross check on Johnson. Referee giving him some kind of a speech down there.
Well, Palumbo went flying to the ground, and I'm guessing that was a call. I didn't actually see it myself, but the ref saw it. He was emphatic about it. You saw that gesture. It was like he was playing charades.
Minute 52 of 4-on-4 action, and then we'll have an 8-second Colorado power play. So Johnson in the box right now for Oklahoma. This will be his 22nd penalty minute on the year. More impressively, though, he's got 29 points, and this will be his 20th game.
You like to take those points off the board at least for a minute or 2 minutes of play here.
So, yeah, I guess the best benefit here is that you get Johnson off the ice for 2 minutes. So cross-checking minor penalty to Johnson. We've got 4-on-4. Ice is wide open here, and we've seen earlier in the year that Colorado benefits greatly from this extra ice because they've got speed, and we see RJ Salvato breaking through the neutral zone there. He'll lose it. Sooners will create a turnover, send it out to neutral ice. They've got speed as well. It's not a one-way thing. Jones sends it across, fired on net, and he shoots, he scores. It'll be Joe Adams taking the feed from Ty Jones. A 4-on-4 goal, and we're tied at 1.
Adams gets his 3rd goal of the year, and it was just a bad, change for the Buffs. With 4-on-4, there's more open ice. Oklahoma took advantage of that, and it cost the Buffs, who really left Palumbo to have to make a pretty spectacular save, which he was unable to make on that play.
Yeah, he was hung out to dry, didn't have a defenseman within 5 feet of him. So Palumbo got beat over the shoulder on that one. Almost a really mirror image goal of the one we saw last night from Gavin Hull from UCO.
But the Buffs have some more 4-on-4 time here.
See if the Buffs can respond. Off the face-off, they show a little bit of more energy. It'll be Dice with it. Dice will clear it out to the neutral zone. Minute and 6 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. 13:28 remaining in the second period of play. Again, Joe Adams with the goal, assisted by Ty Jones. Kardash has it lost in his feet. He'll carry it forward. With him there is Dice. Dice had it momentarily before it was poked down low. It'll come to Greenberg. Greenberg will cycle it back to Sorzano. Miller. He'll go across the ice to Greenberg. Greenberg carries it into the zone. Skates in with some style, coming in backwards. From the point, Miller will shoot one into the stomach of Alex Palumbo. And Palumbo with the no-brainer will hang on to that one.
The defenseman Martin on that play was stuck in a weird position for the Buffs. He was right at the top of the blue line. Didn't know if he should back up or try to charge the Oklahoma player and set up that opportunity there. He's got to make a decision either way because it gives Oklahoma so many opportunities.
And commit either way because one of your teammates can see what you're doing and cover for you if you're pitching forward, or if you're heading back, they can jump up into the play. Ramsey centering pass to Bolden, and a save by Palumbo. Bolden didn't get all of that one, but puck took a little bit of a weird hop right into Palumbo, and he'll hang on. And I think that Alex Palumbo, except for that one goal that handcuffed him, doing a really good job tonight, not only stopping shots, but not allowing juicy rebounds.
And he's seen more of the action so far.
Yeah, he's definitely faced more shots than Mr. Fernandez down on the other end. Matty will pick up the puck, sends it across the ice. That was intended for Bradford. Referee's got his hand up. This one's going to go for an icing call. The story of the early goings in the first period was both teams trying to hit those long ice passes, and then both teams kind of went away with it. It's back.
Yeah, and with this 4-on-4, that means the icing comes back. 9 more seconds of that, then the Buffs are going to have a really short power play. Don't really expect them to get the puck all the way down the ice, but you got to be aware of that. Try to get a breakout here.
It'll be Matty out there to take the draw. He's joined by Dice as a forward. Hefter and Nightenbach on D. Bauer will jump out of the box. We'll see if he goes to the bench or joins the power play unit. Shot on net. Save there. As a few crashing bodies will dislodge the net with 4 seconds remaining on the Colorado brief power play.
Now you set up the face-off that you want for the Buffs. Oh, they're taking it out of the zone.
Guess they rule a Colorado Buffalo initiated contact there, and per rule, the face-off.
Well, now they're
going to bring it back into the zone. Yeah, they're confusing us.
They just wanted to not let the team set up who they wanted out there for the particular face-off. So the Buffs have a chance here on the power play. One shot. They've got the setup 2 to the left of the face-off man, 1 to the right, and then 1 defenseman all the way back. The second defenseman's cheating up a little bit to try to get this opportunity.
And Hefter, who is cheating up, he's got a good shot from the blue line, so maybe if they can win it back to him. Looks like that was the play as it was caught up in a skate of Pierce Matty.
That's going to be a race the other way as the guy comes out of the box.
Johnson flies out of the box. He'll bear down on Nightenbach. Nightenbach will get rid of it just in time, though, so Matt Hefter will dance around. He'll try to force it up to Dietz. Can't get it out of the zone. On the second attempt, the Sooners will clear. Trickles all the way back. Mason Miller. Ridden into the corner by Matty. Matty's dragged down, and that's going to be a penalty. You betcha.
And I was just about to say the physicality of this game is picked up, and we see the evidence there. As long as it's resulting in power plays for your team, you don't mind so much, but it's chippy on both sides. Buffs are just getting more of the breaks so far in this game.
So Mason Miller will go off 2 minutes for tripping. This will technically be Colorado's 4th opportunity of the night, the last one only lasting 9 seconds. So they got a little bit of a teaser, and now they get a full one.
One thing that I don't think people understand about the ACHA, unless they've seen the game in person, is it is fast. You don't notice a speed difference as much from some of the higher-up leagues or the minor leagues, and it is physical. It's one of the more physical leagues that I've seen in North America.
I really think the only league that comes to mind at this level would be the WSHL that's more physical, and that's a league that's not sanctioned by USA Hockey, so they allow the guys to wear visors and fight. And those games, some of those games get real rough and tough. Johnson will clear the zone. He'll come all the way down as Palumbo will glide out of his net and leave it behind for Dora. Dora will park behind the net as Bauer will lead the breakout. Bauer will leave it behind for Dora. He'll send it down the ice. Minute 41 remaining on the power play. Dancing through some traffic. Fired and a save there by Fernand. Puck still loose. Dora pitching in. He'll fire it towards the net. That one just goes wide. Batted at. Kept in the zone, though. Buffs bench loving it there. Good rush led by John Dora, the defenseman. Bauer at the circle. Cycles it down low. Gets a return pass. Fires shot and a save there by Fernand. Jake Bauer on the doorstep is now going to get into a pushing match. But a good luck there and a good setup by Colorado.
There was kind of chaos there in front of the net for the moment, but the Buffs kept their calm. They all pushed in, almost got an opportunity. Oklahoma doing a good job of keeping in front of the net clear, and that's what led to that pushing after the whistle and the save by Fernandes.
Minute 21 remaining on the opportunity for Colorado, so they've got plenty of time, but the enigma right now, Colin Fernandes, he's having a good game in between the pipes when called upon. Bauer along the boards will cycle it into the corner. Pass intended down low will slip 3. Jarman backhands it into the corner again for Bauer. Bauer looked out to the point. Pass intended out to the blue line was knocked away but kept in by Kardash. Kardash again wearing number 21 tonight instead of his usual number 27. Puck will jump out of the zone, so Colorado will have to clear. Messy opportunity as Salvato tried to play it back through. It hit off a body. Kardash will play it back to Salvato now. Salvato will send it across the ice looking for a streaking Jake Bauer. Bauer in the corner will be met there by Grace. Along the Buffs bench, it'll be Thomas Jarman. Jarman trying to scoop it out from some feet. Finally comes free to Bauer. Bauer fires one. That one goes wide. Bauer will get his own rebound with 23 seconds remaining. Dora from the point. He'll walk the line. He'll fire one through some traffic. Deflect it down in front. And Ty Jones will carry it out of the zone for the Sooners.
Buffs did a good job keeping that one in, getting another chance there. And this power play will all but expire, but another good chance here for the Buffs. They're playing well on the power play.
And a turnover there as Johnson almost had an opportunity. He lost his footing on a bad pass from Dora. Tripped up coming into the zone. Kardash can't control it, and the power play has expired. Not a good chance there for Colorado. Bauer had one opportunity along the boards early on, but Colorado can't convert that time, so they now go 1 for 4 on the night. Sooners bring it into the zone. It'll be Bolden. Bolden setting it across, and he scores. Looks like it was a pass intended for Johnson, but Bolden will tuck it home right inside the crossbar over the shoulder of Palumbo, and it'll be 2-1 Sooners. I thought that was a centering pass for sure.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little earlier. Giving Bolden space, obviously not a good idea for this team. He had the space, and he took a nice shot right up against the top post and went in. And now the Buffs find themselves down 2-1. A similar situation to last night where they had a 2-goal lead. Now they've blown a 1-goal lead.
And Director Zach is telling me that one actually deflected off of a Colorado stick and went home. So it looked like a centering pass, probably because it was. The goal, though, will count. It's Daryl Bolden.
Well, part of hockey is winning the bounces. Bounces are going to go both ways, and sometimes it's just a bounce like that that ends up hurting your team. And that's the case for the Buffs right now. Is with 9:24 left in this second period, halfway through this game, they're going to have to figure something out, get more chances at 5-on-5 especially.
That'll be Daryl Bolden's 7th goal on the year, and it's a big one, 2-1 in this game. Shot coming from the point off the stick of Corey Ramsey will be gloved out of the air by Alex Palumbo, and he looked pretty frustrated after that last goal.
Yeah, he definitely did, and you can understand why. He didn't see it coming the way that it did. There was no way for him to really stop it. I didn't think it was his fault. Neither was the first goal, but at the same time, sometimes you want those bounces to go your way.
Scott Folden out on the ice tonight for Colorado. This is, I believe, his first time out there. He's coming off of an injury. He's the 21st dressed man for Jeff Knightenbach's squad tonight. In baseball, you call him a utility guy. Johnson will set a shot flying from the point wide. Tapped in at the point by Corey Ramsey. Ramsey will send it down low. Greenberg wrapped up. Hefter looking out towards Folden. Folden loses his footing, and Johnson will come whisking away from him. And Derek, as you mentioned, this game is very fast, so it's tough for a guy like Scott Folden coming off an injury who's coming in and really just points in parts here.
And I'm not sure that's the line you want him to go up against two of the 3 leading scorers in the league, in Johnson and Greenberg. They're playing well, and I was about to say the Buffs almost cleared it out against him. Luckily, they're going to get an icing call there, but they were coming back in for another rush. I was kind of actually confused about that icing call. I think they may have missed a tip there.
Yeah, I thought it deflected off something, but it'll be a Colorado offensive zone face-off. 8:42 remaining here in the second period. 2-1 score in favor of Oklahoma. Dietz will come in to take the draw. He'll win it back, but no one home for Colorado, and the Sooners will carry it out to center ice. Tipped out, it'll be Kardash. Kardash will send it up the boards. Deflected off the leg of Bradford. Crashing the net for Colorado, as Fernandes will hang on for the save.
Grace did a nice job turning around immediately when that puck was covered and taking him down to the ice. He's not going to let anyone get near that goaltender.
George Gruber will take the draw for Colorado. He's been quiet here tonight. Gruber out there with Dietz and Bradford. He'll be carried by the Sooners. It'll be Stouffer. Stouffer will fire it on net. Goes wide. Kept it at the point by Patrick Grace. Grace can't keep it, though, as Dietz will poke it out. Miller will skate back in his own zone. Dietz will harass him there. Miller will play it high off the boards. It'll come out to center ice. Kardash will have to skate backwards. He's got some ground to make up. Williams looking for a drop pass. No one home there. I believe Stouffer was the man he thought might have been there. Stouffer will back in into the zone. We're going to get a whistle. And I think that's going to be a hand pass. The faceoff's going to go into the Colorado offensive zone. I think Stouffer might have batted at it with his hand.
We're starting to get into that lull we saw the second half of the first period. Both teams are not really setting up in the zone. A lot of neutralized play here, besides for these back and forths due to icing and this time a hand pass.
Colorado can win a draw here and get it on net. John Doerr's got a cannon from the blue line. Won't matter, though. Sooners win the draw. It's usually what happens when the commentator talks about something. The opposite thing happens.
Now we never get to see that cannon.
That's how you know these games aren't fixed.
Yeah.
Or we don't know about it.
They would never tell the broadcasters that.
Unless we're in on it.
Ooh.
Peter Martin will take a lick there from Herndon. Martin skating gingerly. It looks like his left leg might have been cut up a little bit. Looks to be all right.
There were 3 big hits there. OU coming in strong against the Buffs. And it's going to lead to a face-off here, but hopefully Martin's okay. He seems to be skating a little better now.
Yeah, he was ginger coming off the boards. I'm telling you, though, Derek, I could take probably one check and I'd have to retire. These guys take quite a beating every night.
Yeah, I don't think those pads are enough to get between me and those big guys for OU.
Nope. One hit and I'd be done. Shot on net will be into the chest of Palumbo, and he'll hang on. And Derek, in your time of the CHL, I'm sure you saw your fair share of huge collisions.
Big collisions, big fights. That was a trademark of the league. And, some of these players could feed into the new counterpart, the ECHL. The CHL obviously got absolved by them. But, yeah, physicality is not going away in hockey, no matter what some pundits say.
It's a different kind of physicality than it was in the 80s and 90s, but definitely never going away. Neither is the physicality in football. Heard someone mention that in a class yesterday. Pierce Matty will skate with it now out to center ice. Heel chased by Johnson. Maddie will get it into the zone. Can't control it, so it'll be poked right back out to center ice. And it's going to be a break here by Bolden. Bolden will carry it in. Takes it through the slot, send it wide. Couldn't quite get it on net as Dorr will let him up into the boards. Bolden will focus it down low now to Johnson. Dorr, though, will get it free. Intended for Dice. Dice couldn't quite get the stick on it. So it'll be Ramsey in the neutral zone who will send it all the way back into the corner. And this one's going to go for an icing. Nope, one referee had his hand up. The other one shook him off, so no icing. Peter Martin will lose it into the skates of Pierce Matty. Matty will come up with the puck, though. That was dangerous.
The camouflage fooled him.
Matty will fire one. It was deflected off the stick of Mikko Solorzano. The other way, though, it's Jones. Jones will work up a shot from the circle, and Palumbo will have no trouble hanging on to that one.
He had a crashing man there, McKinney, going towards the net. Nice job by Palumbo to hold on to that one because a rebound could have cost the Buffs.
Alex Palumbo has been solid here tonight. I know there's 2 marks against him on the board, but both really nothing he could do about it. One, an ugly deflection, and one, well, he was just handcuffed.
That black mask really works well with these jerseys, too.
I was going to make a comment about that. I know that Colin Fernandez got a nice setup on the other end of the ice, but usually that black mask kind of just there. Tonight it looks good. Salvato from atop the circle will send one wide. Direction finder's been off tonight for both teams. Matt McKinney plays it out to center ice. First one there was Salvato. He misplayed it, though, so the Sooners will gain the zone. Shot in. Will deflect off of Matt Hefter's leg. Jones into the corner. Comes off to the skates of RJ Salvato. Salvato takes a huge check there from Herndon. This one's going to trickle all the way down into the Oklahoma end. First one there will be Patrick Grace. Grace misplays it. Centering pass comes in front. Bauer couldn't quite get the wood on it. Hefter will bring it in from the point. And it'll be brought the other way now by Krominga. Krominga has it poked away, so Knightenbach will jump forward. Bring it into the zone. He'll take a check from Williams. 5:21 remaining here in the second period. 2-1 in favor of the Sooners. They've had 2 second period goals. Shot from the point. Stick saved all the way up into the corner, coming towards us. If that net wood isn't there, it would have hit Kaylee Bryce, our social media intern.
Yeah, I don't think she was really paying attention to the net. It seems like there's activity elsewhere on the ice that's getting the attention. But Oklahoma has turned on their hit function the last couple minutes. They've really been adding that physicality. And the Buffs are a smaller team. That could hurt them.
The hit stick has been activated. Hurley Kane taking the draw for Colorado. He can't win it in the zone, so it'll come out to Grace. Grace will send it behind the Colorado net. Kardash deflects it over. Luke Coyne out there for Colorado right now. First time I've seen Coyne out on the ice tonight. Stouffer plays it forward to Grace. Grace loses it, and he's laid down, and he's actually going to get the benefit of the doubt here. Hurley Kane's going to come off for his 3rd penalty of the night.
Usually when a player goes perpendicular to the other player, that's a bad sign, and that's what happened there. The OU player completely was level with the ice before he hit it, and that often leads to a penalty.
Patrick Grace got leveled, whether it was legal or not. He hit the ice hard. But Hurley Kane, a hat trick of penalties here tonight. Gruber in to take the draw for Colorado. One of the Buffs' top penalty killers. His speed is just fun to watch here. Keep an eye on him as he keeps the box going. Dice will poke at it. Comes over to Miller. Miller looking to come across the ice. He's got his eye on Johnson.
Buffs are being more aggressive on this penalty kill.
Shot on net from the point is deflected away. Backhanded by Dice. And it'll be sent out of the zone there by Eric Kardash. Fernandez will play it out. Comes to Miller. Miller will walk into the zone, and he's going to be offsides as Greenberg just beat him there by a hair.
Good break for the Buffs because they were trying to do a quick change. It wasn't working well for them. They weren't going to have the numbers coming the other way.
And it's tough in the second period to go for that quick change because that's the long change in the second period.
Yeah, they were definitely making it look. The bench was maybe the fastest I've seen the Buffs play all night was that play right around the bench there just seconds ago.
A little bit of urgency. Dumped in from center ice. Dorr will be the first one there. And it'll trickle out as Ramsey couldn't quite keep it. No matter, though, as the Rams will throw it in and then thrown right back out by Peter Martin, but Miller will carry it in right back in for the Sooners. And it's poked free to Bradford. Bradford will carry it in front of his bench. We'll see what he's going to do with it here. Looks like he's just going to take it into the corner and eat some penalty time off. Bradford will carry it around. He'll be pinned up against the boards. Buffs finally go off for a change. At least the D pair. 53 seconds remaining here on the man advantage. Carried into the zone. It'll be Herndon. Herndon will wrap it all the way around the boards to the other end. Sororzano pitches it in. Greenberg at the goal line. Puts it out to the point to Sororzano. Pass intended to the near side to Ramsey was off the mark, but Ramsey will bat it down low. Herndon will battle there with Dora. Dora will poke at it. Nightenbach will swing at it. Can't quite get it out. Kept in at the point by Ramsey. Ramsey will swing one forward. Greenberg looking for a redirection. Almost had it there, but Palumbo, the benefit of the doubt, will jump on top of it.
The Buffs sat back there for a moment. I made a comment about how they were being more aggressive. They stopped doing that. That set up that chance for Oklahoma. They've got to keep moving. It's how their power play works, especially, as we've mentioned, Oklahoma's a bigger team, so they can use that force. The Buffs have to be the faster team and not let them have those lanes and opportunities.
RJ Salvato gets thrown out of the faceoff circle before he even arrives. That was interesting. Still having a conversation with the referee.
The ref did not like the look of him.
I don't know what happened there. Everyone crashes off the faceoff, but the Sooners will come in with the puck, going back door looking for Stouffer. Stouffer with it now at the circle, poked away by Salvato. Salvato chasing it down. 7 seconds remaining on the penalty to Kane. Bolden in the corner. Bolden will carry it over to Stouffer. Stouffer sends it out to the point to Solorzano. Solorzano will send it through back door. Wide open net on the near side to Stouffer, and it's deflected away by Colorado. Kept in the zone, though, at the point. Stouffer's got it. He'll go to the near side out of Jones. Jones will fire one on net. It'll be saved there by Palumbo, and he'll hang on. And I don't know about you, Derek, but Stouffer looked like he was waiting on the doorstep for an easy goal, just looking for that pass from Jones.
Yeah, it was a nice play by the Buffs to break that up there, and that's what you got to do in these situations. The Buffs have to find a way to get this out of the zone, though, because Oklahoma has turned up the heat here of late.
You hear a lot of coaches talk about using your entire body, not just the stick, and some guys will just swing at the puck as it comes through the slot, and we saw there why you just put your body in front. Fernandez comes way out of the net to play that one. It was actually a delayed icing, so curious play there. Grace will work it forward. It'll be Stouffer. Stouffer pokes it down low. Kardash down there with Coyne. Dice will swing at it. Can't get it out, so Stouffer centering pass in front, almost deflected off of a skate and found its way home.
Palumbo found that extra piece of his arm that he wasn't out there, was able to extend that. Looked like he had one of those extensions and was able to get the puck. He was probably 3 feet out of the crease by the time he covered it. Good play, though, because there weren't any Buffs on this side of the ice. Could have been a good opportunity for the Sooners.
Luke Coyne almost had it come off of his backside and trickle home. Close call. Referee's going to throw Gruber out of the faceoff circle this time. Matty will win the draw back, though. Kardash plays it off the boards. Matty will play it forward to Gruber. Gruber will handle forward. Dice is in off sides. He realizes, so he doesn't touch the puck, and he clears. Heads up play there by Dice. And this one will come for an icing call as Jones couldn't get the stick on it for the Sooners. Minute 51 remaining in the second period of play. Our score 2-1 in favor of Oklahoma. Again, a quiet period.
It started out where it looked like this was going to be where things boiled over, but they're holding back, and I'm not sure that's such a good thing for the Buffs. Oklahoma can use that size and, shut things down in the third period. Buffs need to try to get some opportunities in the offensive end.
Puck one back to Adams. Adams will find Herndon along the board. He'll work it all the way out the other end. Long ice pass looking for Jones, and this one is deflected apparently, so icing called off. Jones will go off for a change. It'll be Coyne with it now. Coiner, as they call him, will send it through the neutral zone. Johnson had it momentarily. Will be dumped in by Dice. Sent out, though. Kardash will blast it from center. Johnson will be the first one there for the Sooners. He's looking down low. He's got Bolden. Bolden's got one man to beat. Bolden will carry it in wide. He'll fire one there. Saved by Palumbo. Rebound goes down in the circle. Dietz will poke at it, and it comes free out to the point. Sent in from the point. Saved by Palumbo. Another shot, and that one's a goal from Bolden. Top shelf as Palumbo was caught down in the butterfly. Bolden sends an electric shot home.
His second goal of the night.
Second goal here in the period for him, and it'll be 3-1 Sooners.
And as we were talking about earlier, Bolden, when he's in space, he can do pretty nifty things with a puck. He made 2 nice plays there. I think he's been the best skater on the ice, discounting the 2 goaltenders. Again, Palumbo, it was a high shot. There wasn't a lot for him to do, and it cost him.
And Palumbo was caught in the butterfly, and he's a big guy, so it's hard for him to just pop up. See with Ben Bishop in the NHL. When he goes down, he's down for a while.
This period's kind of become a disaster for the Buffs again.
It's really a mirror image of what we saw last night. Colorado had a 1-0 lead heading into this period, and they've let up 3 straight goals. Last night the story was 2-0 and 3 straight goals. Under a minute remaining here in the second period. Our score 3-1. Nightenbach in the corner will poke it out. They'll come to Bradford. Bradford swing at it through the neutral zone. It'll be poked off the stick of Scott Fulden. Fulden out there for, I guess, the second time here tonight. Puck behind the Oklahoma net right now. Against the boards, 30 seconds remaining in this period. Sooners have iced the puck, so Colorado will get an offensive zone faceoff with 24.4 remaining.
And you really just can't put your finger on it why the scales have shifted so much in this direction for the Sooners. But, I mean, I don't think the Buffs have, really dominated chunks of this game. They've had their moments, but they haven't dominated chunks, and a lot of time that's what it takes to really go ahead. Get the goals.
Not making excuses, but the Sooners have gotten some good bounces here tonight.
They have.
Sooners will get it in their own zone. Clock hasn't started yet. There it goes. Sure, we'll play an extra few seconds tonight, right? Sooners will carry it out to neutral ice. They've got numbers if they hurry. Shot on net from the outside, coming off the stick of Johnson. Nightenbach will lay it up against the boards. 10 seconds remaining. And this is going to be an icing call.
You talk about those bounces, and again, I mean, they have had the better bounces, but they've controlled play more in this end, and you get more bounces when you have the puck more. So, again, the Buffs are going to have to work on that possession because really the last 10 minutes of this game, the puck has been on this side of the ice more often. We're on the Sooners' offensive side right now.
6.8 seconds remaining in the second period. 3-1 our score. Fished out in front from Hefter. Hefter will send it up the boards, and that'll kill off the rest of this period.
Not a lot of positives you can take out of that one for the Buffs.
No, that was a tough period for Colorado. They just didn't have it there. They had a decent first period, and things looked good. You head into the second period with the power play, and nothing came of it.
1-1, it's a fluke. You can come back from that, but they didn't pick up the pace there. They didn't try to get ahead. They were just trying to keep that tie. And they're going to have to find a way to score a couple goals now to get back into this game. And again, you've got a game tomorrow night, too. You don't want to go down and having lost 2 games in a row going into the final game of the weekend series.
Yeah, win or loss, you got to get something going here in the third period. Colorado has looked sluggish, really. I mean, all game long. And yes, they had the goal in the first, but it didn't look good.
And in this instance, Oklahoma has one player who's playing really well right now. Bolden has really been flying. You noticed him a lot in that second period. You can't say that about anyone on the Buffs right now. Bauer had a couple opportunities early in the period, but he didn't stick, and you didn't see him really at all making a difference later in the period.
We're going to step aside, but we are in the second intermission right now alongside Derek Kessinger. I'm Joe Paris. Your score after 2 periods of play, Oklahoma 3, Colorado 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the third period coming up after this.
When I look.
We're back in Boulder. After 2 periods of play, Oklahoma leads 3-1 over your Colorado Buffaloes. Derek, very slow second period for both squads.
Yeah, it really was, and Oklahoma took advantage of a couple opportunities, and the Buffs are going to have to figure out what they need to do to get back into this game. They do not want to lie down in this third period because they have to play the same team tomorrow night. It doesn't send a good message to the Oklahoma Sooners if they do that, because it says that if Oklahoma comes out strong in the first period, they don't have to play the next 2 periods tomorrow night.
Colorado's going to show some life here. I would love to see that. I'd also love to see Director Zach go bid on one of those jerseys for me. The silent auction bidding for the camouflage jerseys is coming to an end, and I don't know if I got a bid down. Bella, you should go bid on one for me, too. Whatever one that hasn't been bid on. 1949 remaining here in the third. We're just underway. 3-1 score. I'm glad I announced the time right off the bat. Derek, we talk about coming out with some energy, and at the same time, maybe Colorado wants to retool some of their lines. No one's playing well together.
No, they're really not. I mean, they just need someone to get a spark, someone to step it up, and I'm not sure who that is on this team yet. I don't know if you've seen it throughout the season, but they don't seem to have that guy yet who's just going to come out with force and take over this game.
And Jake Bauer right out of the gate for Colorado, he looks like he's got a little bit extra under his skates tonight. And it was a story last night, too. He's really the lone bright spot for Colorado offensively so far.
And in both periods, he came out strong and just sustaining that through the period, which we've talked about. I mean, the Buffs played better the first few minutes of the second period than the opponents. It just didn't end up that way.
So we're at even strength here, just underway here in the third. Face off in the Colorado offensive zone. It'll be one forward by the Buffs. It'll be controlled, though, by Solorzano. Gruber will bat it right back in. We're seeing a little bit of a passive forecheck. Gruber, the only one really out there who's doing much on the forecheck for this line. And I'm sure that's by design. But last night we saw Colorado flying around in the first period against the Broncos.
Not the Denver Broncos.
Not the Denver Broncos. They spell it differently too. Central Oklahoma spells it CHOS. Bronchos.
That's not surprising coming from Oklahoma.
I don't know. Is that a cultural thing? We couldn't figure that out. Is that, I don't know what. What?
They just didn't have spell check back then.
Colorado will send it out to neutral ice. We're reusing jokes we made last night. Shot on net will be right into the glove of Fernandez. Gruber, though, leading the rush.
There aren't as many good jokes with Oklahoma. You can make some sooner rather than later jokes, but they don't come off as well. They've probably been made a few thousand times at this point.
I was saving that one for tomorrow. I had it written on a napkin that I had in the cafeteria this afternoon.
You were just sitting there like, what can I say? Sooner rather than later. The Buffs need to get back into this game sooner rather than later.
That is true. Well, I guess we burned that joke. Tune in tomorrow to see if we use it again. Buffs in their own zone will bring it out towards neutral ice. It'll be held up against the boards by Adams, who will play it forward to neutral ice. Palumbo will play it to avoid the icing. Dora will scoop it up. John Dora's had a strong game here tonight. Plays it across to Bradford. Bradford skating with it at his own blue line. Backs it forward to Salvato. Salvato will hammer it home all the way down. Fernandez will come out of his net to play it. He'll defer to Adams, who will send it up the boards. Knightenbach, who just jumped on the ice for Colorado, will send it across the ice. He'll absorb a check there. Put it on his behind, much to the pleasing of the OU bench. Cheering louder than I've heard anyone else here tonight. Ripping a shot from the blue line is Hefter. Went off of the leg of Joe Adams. Adams had one of the goals earlier for the Sooners in the second period. They had a trio of them back a period ago.
Well, Knightenbach, he got hit pretty hard into the boards. It looked like he was going to go to the bench. He made the better hockey play, though. They needed him to try to push the play forward, and he chose to do that instead of go to the bench. I don't know if he's related to the coach or something, but it seemed like he knew what to do. It was very smart.
For those of you that do ask via Twitter if the Knightenbachs are related, they are. Luke Knightenbach is head coach Jeff Knightenbach's brother. Assistant head coach Andy Knightenbach's his other brother. And guess what? There's a fourth Knightenbach, Yari Knightenbach, who's playing junior hockey right now. I do hope he joins us next year. Then we could have all the Knightenbachs. Although I think Luke actually is graduating, so never mind.
It could have been a great sitcom, though. You could have changed your coach's show to just the Knightenbachs. Make them all live in a one-room apartment together for like 3 days.
When we go on the road, it does shock me how well, not because it's anything about them, but Jeff and Andy get along so well. I mean, I've got a younger brother. We get along well, but sometimes we poke each other and get into it, even though I'm 10 years older than he is. But the Knightenbach brothers get along so well. It's fun to be around them, and Luke as well. We just got to add Yari to the equation.
We just don't know.
You never know. We should pitch that to Comcast, the Knightenbachs. Meanwhile, there's a hockey game going on.
Is there? I'm not sure.
I forgot. Dice will take it at the blue line. He'll walk it in. He'll backhand it over into the corner. Coming for it now is Matty. Matty fires it just wide. Good opportunity as Gruber was there right in front of Fernandez. Fernandez was screened.
We're over 3 minutes into this period. That was the first real chance for either team about how this game's gone overall.
Dice will play it forward in his own zone. Finally slips out to center ice. Deflected away, though. Coyne couldn't force it home. Johnson now. He'll press the issue at the circle. Dorr will take over. Changing directions with 16:35 remaining here in the third. Buffs trail by 2. Puck will be sent into the Colorado bench, and we'll have a whistle. You know, I love when hockey players give each other the business, and I saw in the hallway that a few members of the Colorado Buffalo squad were actually trying to bid on each other's jerseys. They had some very funny things written down, but all for a good cause.
As the names for the people claiming the jerseys?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, how much they were willing to bid.
How much they were willing to bid.
Bauer will backhand it forward. Saw someone put down a dime and says, I'll take this one for 10 cents. It was crossed out. Shot on net will be saved there by Fernandez. Again, all the proceeds from tonight's jersey auction will be going to the hockey team as well as the veterans community.
It doesn't make them sound very generous when they're only willing to bid a dime on veterans. That's a nickel if they split it in half.
There was $60 written above it, so hopefully they
worked out.
They defer to the $60.
I'm sure they do. Just poking fun at the Buffs.
I love poking fun at the Buffs. Usually the basketball Buffs are my favorite.
The football Buffs are my favorite to poke fun at.
Bauer will play it forward. They're not even worth making fun of. It's like making fun of like a 2-year-old. It's like, oh, that's too bad. Why would you make fun of a 2-year-old? They don't get it. Bauer working in the trenches with Jarman. He'll be sent all the way out to center ice for Hefter. Hefter will whisk it away at the blue line. He'll play it forward now to Salvato. Salvato will bring it over the line. He'll send it forward to Jarman, who wipes out. Salvato getting stick checked there vigorously there by Krominga. Krominga can't get it, so it'll be Bauer. Bauer wrapped up. Jarman at the circle. Plays it forward. Good opportunity. Salvato couldn't pull the trigger. Jarman, one-time opportunity. Saved there by Fernandez. Miller will poke at it, and this won't be sent down the length of the ice. Should go for icing. Colorado showing some life. There we go.
And that was the line that we were wondering about, if they could get something going there, and they did in that opportunity. The unofficial starters of this game.
Long ice pass intended for Bradford. It's going to come all the way down behind the net of Fernandez. It'll be the Buffs getting there first. Sent out to the point. Hefter plays it down low to Dice. Dice into the corner. Over to Bradford. Can't get it there, so Ramsey for the Sooners will flip it straight up. Narrowly avoiding the rafters here at the rec center. Johnson almost getting a good bounce. Injury update. Elliot Palanchik's got a shoulder injury. I talked to him during the intermission. He's doing all right. He says he hopes to play tomorrow, but he is out for the rest of the game. He's in his street clothes with ice on his shoulder. But he's in good spirits. Sent in from center ice. Fernandez will come out of his net to play it. Elliot Palanchik, actually a former member of this very Oklahoma squad. Hurley Kane trying to deliver a check. He wipes out, running into Bolden.
This is just Bolden's night. Oh.
Backhand opportunity almost found its way home. Bolden, he's a leader in the clubhouse for player of the game so far, and he's out there right now making some more trouble. Bolden on the doorstep almost jammed that one home for which would have been a hat trick. He's got 2 goals here tonight.
Hat tricks wouldn't be very exciting for either team because there's no way to get a hat on the ice.
You would have to go down on ice level, open the door, and throw a hat on that way. Very strong netting game.
We're gonna make the producer do that.
Zach, if there's a hat trick, you got to run down there and do it for us. McKinney will carry it over center ice. He'll work it into the blue line. Throws it off the leg of Coyne. Held up behind the net. Sooners will go off for a change, leaving Colorado a little bit of time and space to skate. Failing to advance it is Colorado, so Coyne will skate back into his own zone. 13-17 remaining here in the third. Score still 3-1 from Boulder, Colorado on Friday night. It's hockey night in Boulder with Joe Paris and Derek Kessinger. Dice will carry it over the blue line. He's got a little bit of speed. Braced for some contact, losing control of the puck while doing so. Comes to Matty. Matty will fire one. Saved there by Fernandez. Fernandez almost got through the whole game without saying Fernandez. Dice with it along the boards.
Maybe it'll jinx him.
Maybe I'll start calling him Fernandez. Played forward now to Dice. Dice at the circle. He handles through, ridden off the puck, and McKinney will backhand it, and we sent down the length of the ice. Speaking of teams intentionally saying names wrong, the Cheyenne Stampede refused to call the WSHL Rough Riders, who used to be the Bison. They won't call them the Rough Riders. They still call them the Bison just to try to get under their skins. They announce them as Boulder. And it works. It bothers the guys. Ramsey will skate with it now over the blue line. Fires one on net. Saved there by Palumbo. And he'll hang on for the faceoff.
Well, as the schedule currently stands, these teams will face off one more time, January 22nd. It's a Thursday night affair when the Buffs have to go to Oklahoma. So if you make the Oklahoma fans mad by saying Fernandez's name wrong for the next 2 days, they're not going to have a chance to be mad at you for the rest of the season.
Sure, Kaylee will hear about it on Twitter. Fernandez, I was so close to getting it right the whole game.
I just said it wrong, too.
Over the line comes Colorado through the slot. Jarman had an opportunity, couldn't quite get the stick on it. Bauer in the corner. Greenberg plays it off the back of Ramsey, so Jarman will have an opportunity to get it there. He'll poke at it. Sending it down low for Bauer. Bauer is sending pass blocked forward, and okay.
Oh, the puck's in the net.
Puck's
That's
in the net.
The goal, right?
Producer Zach, is that a goal? No, it's not. I don't think I've ever seen the puck enter the net from the other end.
No, that was a perfect lift. It went through. If only the ref had been distracted by somebody else.
It was a weird sight because I saw the puck in the net, and I knew I should be excited, but
it went the
wrong way.
If you could just rewind the tape, it would have looked like that went in the net.
Did it cross the red line? Yeah, of course it crossed the red line.
The other way.
In the back of the net. No goal. Close. Jones plays it forward to McKinney. McKinney fired on net. Grabbed out of the air there by Palumbo.
I'd just like to see some more desperation from this Buffs team. They had a good couple minutes there again, but since then, they just seem content to sort of skate this thing out.
Or as Paul Newman said in Slapshot, hit somebody. Get them going. Do it for the boys. Nidenbach will carry it behind his own net. Send it out to the neutral zone. Flipped in. Coming after it into the corner. It's Dietz. Dietz will shoulder off a man. Centering pass for Gruber wasn't there. Gruber just almost.
He stopped the puck but didn't take it with him on the shot.
Good thought process.
And then almost too many men on the ice for Oklahoma. They catch a break.
Pushed into the corner by Kreminga. Colorado will come back for it in their own zone. 11:06 remaining here. Long ice pass comes all the way down, and that'll go for an icing call as George Gruber unable to catch up with it. Derek, I don't know about you, but someone's got to do something.
Yeah,
there's a lot of complicit skating out there right now. No one's forcing the issue.
No, they're really not. And I mean, the icing calls have been a problem all game. It's just, I mean, I understand it's the second of 3 games, and you're thinking about a rough night last night and the potential for one tomorrow night, but that's how this works. You get a week, the weekend on, and then you get a few days to recuperate.
Shot on net is a glove.
It's not like this is new for this team, this sort of schedule. And they're not on a bus. Like, they get to go home. And I'm sure they go home and straight to bed. They don't go anywhere else. They just walk right from this arena straight to bed.
That's it.
Yes.
Don't eat.
For all you parents out there, don't worry. That's what they do. Straight to bed and then straight to class.
They didn't even go to the locker room. They have to take off the camo jerseys for the recipients of the silent auction, but they wear their gear straight home, walk into the laundry room, and go to bed. That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what the broadcasters do. Sometimes we'll go get a meal. Not tonight, though. We had a pregame meal. 10:42 remaining in the second. Almost a very large collision there at center ice. Scott Fulton narrowly avoiding it.
That's about how this game's going. We're calling the almost collisions at this point.
It hasn't been a boring game. It's just been slow.
It's been slow, and it's been a little with, not a ton of opportunities for either team. There have been, again, pockets of opportunities, but not sustained.
They come in bunches, usually at the goal mouth with a loose puck, and then you don't see anything for about 12 minutes. Not a characteristically consistent WCHL matchup. Every WCHL game I remember seeing ever has been high-paced and a lot of fun to watch. Much different pace here tonight. Maybe it's the weather. It's very cold.
It's very cold in here.
Shot on net is gloved out of the air there by Palumbo. Sending it through was Mikos Lorzano. Sarcastic cheer from the crowd.
They're playing Start Me Up. That's what we would like to see.
I like that. Some Stones, right? It's good. Under 10 remaining here in the third, 9:57. Again, if you missed it, Colorado basketball knocked off Drexel on opening night.
And we mentioned CU football. It's a good week for them. They have a bye.
They will not lose. They get the week off from losing. Shot from Miller is a save there by Palumbo. Loose there on the doorstep, and it'll be poked away into the corner. Gruber trying to poke it free to Dice. Dice can't get it. Comes to the slot. Shot. Another save there by Palumbo.
Nice horizontal movement there on that save. He was on one side of the net, able to move across, get his body in front of the puck.
Palumbo's had a good game here tonight. He's made good saves.
None of the goals were his fault.
The goaltenders know that they have to keep their team in the game. We've got a delayed whistle, I believe.
Offside trip?
Something. No penalty box are opened.
Offside.
I think he was offsides. Way delayed offsides.
And offsides was the tripping motion.
Last night we saw a hand motion from a referee that looked like a kung fu move, and we still don't know what the call was. We asked the scorer tables what it was, and they just said, I don't know, penalty. Okay. 9:23 remaining in the third, 3-1 score. Patrick Grace will play it across ice to Adams. Adams plays it off the boards. Comes all the way over to Matt Hefter. Hefter will stop behind the net of Palumbo, create the breakup. All 5 white uniforms were in the zone there momentarily. You call that an aggressive forecheck. Pokes forward, though. Here comes Colorado. They're going to get 2-on-1 if they hurry. Centering pass, not there. As Pierce Matty was waiting for a pass from Gruber.
And the Buffs are getting a penalty.
McKinney was dragged down from behind, and he is holding his head. And the trainer's going to have to come out onto the ice. Nope, maybe not. He got up. He popped up.
That whistle went off, and he got up. There wasn't even a second that went by. It was like he was doing a push-up on the ice as fast as he jumped up.
Well, I saw the Colorado trainer start to get on the ice. McKinney was grabbing his neck and head. It didn't look good, but he popped up, so that's good.
He seems fine. I'm sure he wasn't embellishing.
Referees are going to have a conversation about if this is going to be a 5 or a 2, I'm assuming. It's usually what the congregation of referees at the pen is.
And the crowd is officially dead tonight. There's one person behind a pole jumping to Katanai Joe, but this is, the crowd pleaser. Oh, another woman has joined in.
Got a lot of bored hockey fans in Boulder. It's going to be a 5-minute major to Dice on that hit.
And that is about the last thing the Buffs needed if they wanted to try to get back into this game. With 8:51 remaining, 5 minutes of that will be on the power play, or on the penalty kill, unless Oklahoma takes a penalty themselves.
And we saw with the Colorado Avalanche against the
Islanders.
Oh boy, it was the Islanders. They
Yeah.
took a 5-minute major at the end of the first period of play.
Oh no, that was against the Flyers.
Oh, the Flyers.
Yeah.
The Flyers took.
They lost the Islanders game with no help.
Oh, that game was over after it started. Right after it started, over. What I was trying to say, though, is that against the Flyers, the Avalanche had a 5-minute major. And on a 5-minute major, it keeps going no matter if you scored. And I believe the Flyers scored 2 goals on that power play, and that put the Avalanche, for the time being, away. So the Sooners, who are a very powerful offensive squad, are going to have an opportunity here to maybe just put this one away. Shot on net almost did.
They really just need one more goal to put it away. So we're going to have a whistle, and
I don't know.
I think the net came off. The ref was waving his hands around. It looks like it was just the net.
8:24 remaining in the third period. 4:33 remaining on the major penalty to Dice.
Have you said rolling the dice yet this season?
I have. I said bada bing, bada boom.
Oh,
Roll the
chance
dice.
coming in.
Breaks in, fire shot, and a save there by Fernandez. We're going to have a delay penalty on Ramsey. So Colorado's going to get a man back here for
that really helps.
2 minutes. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then there'll be 2:17 of power play time.
The crowd wants a penalty shot. I don't think they're going to get it. They're just going to get a slash.
The crowd always wants a power play, a penalty shot.
Which statistically, I guess it's a little better odds, but the goalie still has the favor on, they still have the advantage. In this case, it would have been more helpful because the Buffs only get 4-on-4. They don't get a power play.
I'm sure you saw the video of the AHL goaltender who wanted to play the odds. There's a 2-on-0 coming in on him. He turns around, knocks his net off, which is a penalty shot.
It's a smart play, though. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to stop a 2-on-0.
Took the 1-on-0. Came out on top. Mason Miller sends it into the corner. 8 minutes even remaining in the third. 4-on-4 action for another minute 48. Played forward. Dietz will come after it for Colorado. Sooners will bring it back into their zone. Johnson skating with it. He'll be bammed into the boards there by Bradford.
Got a camouflage sandwich.
Solorzano carries it over the line. It's tough to tell who everybody was. Shot on net goes way over the net into the secondary netting and out of play.
Palumbo looked back. He was afraid that had deflected the other way. Fortunately, it did not for the Buffs.
It's usually not good when the goaltender looks behind him.
No, you
it's
don't do that
bad.
just to be like, hey, look what didn't happen. It's usually, oh no.
Talk to some goaltenders. They won't even turn around. They don't ever want to turn around because there's nothing good to see back there.
The puck could be on the line. You never know.
Leave it to the defenseman to clear it out of there or just fall on top of it. Minute 22 of 4-on-4 before the Sooners will get back on the power play. Brought into the zone by Bradford. Bradford will handle. Throw it on net. Scooped there by Fernandez, and he'll hang on for the save. Whenever you're ready. 7:21 remaining here in the third period. We're planning spots for the rest of the broadcast. Director Zach's telling me what we're going to do. Patrick Grace.
It's not a gimmick.
It's not. It's not going to be a gimmick at all. This is a very professional, non-college broadcast. It's Friday night hockey. Gruber will come after it now. He'll change directions. Derek, you probably thought you were coming in here. You didn't know what you're dealing with tonight.
Hey, it's much more professional than when I used to do it. You really classed it up around here.
Thank you.
You paid for this whole rink? I mean.
Yes, personally. I brought in all the money. personally. I went door to door in Boulder County.
I was already saying you were the head of the mafia here for the CU broadcasts.
Hey, take what I can. Bolden's got it now. When Derek was broadcasting here in 2011, they would actually broadcast the games in between the benches from where the scoring area is.
And I'm a little cold now, but I was freezing then.
That was in the former rec center.
Yeah, you could see your breath the entire time.
Jarman almost creating another turnover that could have led to a goal like he did last night. I think Jarman and Gruber are the best forecheckers on Colorado's squad, and they actually play on the same line, which is great because no matter what side it's coming up of, you're going to have a good forecheck on this line. 4-on-4 expiring right now.
Takedown by the bus, but the refs missed that one, fortunately.
2:13 of 5-on-4 action remaining here. Puck was brought in on sides, contrary to what everyone else thought. It'll be Greenberg. Greenberg to Miller. Miller fires right into the chest of Palumbo, and Palumbo will hang on for another save. 5:52 remaining in the third, 2:01 remaining on the major penalty to Dice.
Well, really not a lot of action for a 4-on-4.
No.
There was a lot of play out to the wings, but not a lot in front in the slot. And you can't score a lot of goals if you never get it into the slot.
It's tough. I mean, you can send stuff through traffic, but that's really not the MO of either squad. Ramsey, one of the captains on this OU squad, will carry it out. He'll whiff on it. Folden, who was late back checking, almost created a turnover. Ramsey sticks with it, though. Folden will still chase him. Pokes it free from Ramsey, so be brought into the zone now by Colorado. RJ Salvato swung at it, trying to get it to Scott Folden. Johnson has it now. It'll be brought in over the line as Greenberg was offsides. Minute 32 remaining on the 5-on-4. I'll say for the most part, although they had 2 minutes of 4-on-4, Colorado's done a very good job penalty killing here.
Yeah, overall, I mean, there haven't been a lot of opportunities for Oklahoma, and a goal here and the game is over, barring a miracle. And I just don't think the Buffs have a miracle in them tonight, so they need to keep this to 2 goals and then come out with a fury when this power play is over.
It just, both teams look cold. I mean, figuratively and probably literally speaking, it's cold in here tonight.
Yeah.
And yes, I know it's an ice rink. Yes, Joe, it's an ice rink. It's cold. Well, they tried to make it colder. We were having some problems with the ice. If you make things colder,
it's cold
ice is better. It's cold outside. Yeah. But it is cold in here. So that was that bit.
It's not raining or snowing, though. Just cold.
Just cold. Turnover created. Centering opportunity. Shot and a save there by Fernandes. It was Bradford who almost had the opportunity to send that one home. A great feed from Parker Dietz out of the corner.
And we talked about it earlier. 6 shorthanded goals on the year. 7 would have been nice right there.
Colorado shorthanded for another minute. Bad play there. It's going to be a turnover brought in now by Jones. Jones pays it off. He shoots and he scores.
That was really one of the worst defensive plays you'll see. You're all alone with the puck. You fall down with it, get a turnover, and it turns into Oklahoma having a 2-on-0. Palumbo was just the nice right there, laid it out for him. There was nothing he could do. They were just going to pass it back and forth until they scored. No one getting back for the Buffs there.
Daryl Bolden took the feed from Ty Jones, and that'll be a hat trick for Bolden, his 3rd of the night. Sooners up 4-1 now, a power play goal. It'll remain 5-on-4, though, as it was a major penalty on Dice.
We should have brought some Longhorns hats to throw on the ice.
That would have been funny.
The Sooners would have liked that.
Is that rivalry still? That's still a big thing?
Well, Texas is terrible, but...
Yeah. We're going to get a Oklahoma penalty here. A high stick whacked George Gruber in the face. But Daryl Bolden, his 3rd goal of the night. He'll take the assist from Ty Jones. It'll be Jones' 2nd assist of the evening.
You don't want to be beaten by one guy, but with the score 4-1, they were basically beaten by one guy. Without Bolden in the lineup, this game would be tied.
We saw Colorado get beat by one guy back in North Dakota a few weeks ago. Jeremy Johnson for the Minot State Beavers had 3 or 4 goals, and he single-handedly beat Colorado that night. And it's frustrating because you just got to key in on one guy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy, though. I mean, it's easy for us to say it up here. There's more going on the ice. So a minor penalty will come to number 90, Bryce Johnson. So 4-on-4 for 24 seconds, and then Colorado will get a power play opportunity. But that last one by Bolden, another power play goal for the Sooners. They've got 2 of them here tonight.
And neither Neidenbach looks happy on the bench. Both of their arms crossed. They're not saying anything. They don't have to say it. The Buffs know that their performance is not up to par tonight.
Very little energy and life on the bench here tonight, really. I mean, from the get-go. And I was expecting Colorado to have a little bit extra here tonight with the camouflage and the military night. Just didn't have it tonight. Some nights you just don't have it. You see that in the NHL, you see it in the WSHL, you see it in high school hockey. Some nights you just don't have it.
The real thing is if they can come back tomorrow night.
It's how you respond.
Buffs are on the power play right now.
And Fernandes will scoop up the puck and stop it there.
Against the one player that I would say has had a positive game, Bauer, for the Buffs. He's the only guy that you've really noticed, at least in the offensive end. I think the defensemen at times have had pretty solid games, but you wouldn't give high marks to many of the forwards tonight.
58 seconds remaining on the power play for Colorado. They trail by 3 goals. Weirder things have happened. We'll see if maybe they can inch closer. From the point, Martin sends it forward through traffic. Saved by Fernandes. Puck goes straight up. And it'll be cleared out of the crease by Solorzano and played out to center ice. Coyne's got it. He'll backhand it against the boards. Solorzano, though, will punch at it. Come all the way over to Palumbo. Coyne will dangle behind the net. Passes off to Bauer. Bauer trying to get that nifty move around the man. Couldn't do it. Keeps his own, though. Bauer, Jarman, down there, battling with Adams. Here's Bauer with it. Bauer to Salvato. Salvato out to the point to Coyne. Coyne will work up a shot, goes through traffic, doesn't get on net. Fernandes kicks the post, and then he'll send it off its net as Jarman is going to get into it now. And here we go. We've got some pushing and shoving, and Krominga's going to actually take off his glove and start pounding Thomas Jarman. And a mess of bodies as the referee's trying to separate this one. Jarman got his helmet ripped off, and Krominga's going to be sent to the locker room.
And Jarman was laying on the ice, and then he got a couple shoves from the side, and then as soon as the whistle was blown, he started punching the guy. They were sort of like laying next to each other on the ice.
Lumber all over the yard, sticks everywhere. One glove, a puck, and an OU glove.
And Jarman wants to know why there wasn't a call before that. He was pretty upset.
Jarman got mugged.
He's still talking to the ref. He's got about a foot on the ref, too. I don't think he's going to punch him, though.
He better not, or his hockey career will be over. So
there have been times where I've wanted to punch an ACHA ref.
And Jarman very frustrated, probably not only with that call, but as the game as a whole. Krominga, on the other hand, let's take a talk about Aaron Krominga. He jumped on the guy and just started unloading on him.
Yeah, that was weird. That's not.
It just wasn't characteristically consistent with this game. This game's been very quiet.
Yeah, I guess some fuel for tomorrow night.
I guess. I would have liked to see that earlier in the game, light a fire. I'm not asking for someone to drop their gloves, but do something. Colorado's played lackadaisical hockey here tonight, and I hate to sugarcoat it. This has not been a good performance.
No. And, I wasn't here last night, but they've lost. They won one period out of the last 5.
Well, if you go back to last Thursday when they lost to Colorado State in Loveland, that was their worst game of the year. Tonight's making a run at it, though.
Yeah. It's just, consistency. And if you don't play hard every night, you're not going to win a lot of games because, I don't think OU's been great, but they've definitely been the better team consistently tonight.
Referee's coming over to grab McKinney from the Sooners. He's going to head to the box, too, as referees are going to figure out this one. McKinney doesn't want to go.
His coach talking to him. How do you say his coach's name?
Is this the test? Peter Arvanitis.
There you go.
We talked with Coach Arvanitis before the game, and I said, Coach, I have no idea how to say your last name. It took me 3 tries to get it.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let you go. You were going to be there all night if you didn't say the name right. So
I got it wrong once and gave him a look. He said, keep going. Keep going.
He said that only one person ever has gotten his last name right on the first try. It was someone from Chicago, and the last name is Greek, for those that wanted to know.
He's from Montreal, though. Greek Montreal guy.
Yeah. Those Greek Canadians.
Thank you, though, to Coach Arvanitis for talking to us before the game. I'm not just saying this because I want to, to make friends, but he was really the nicest opposing coach I've talked to all year long.
Yeah, he was really friendly, and that was great to see.
Let's take a real quick minute to recognize some of the people behind the scenes here tonight. Zach Rosenfeld, our director, who positioned the camera on himself so that he could get some airtime here tonight. Yeah, he's here. Would you want to wear the headset for a second? Is that what you want to do here? All right, we'll switch headsets. Here, Zach. There you go. It's not going to reach that far. It's not going to reach that far. Sitting next to Zach is Bella Manning. She's on our CG machine here tonight.
All those graphics.
All the graphics. We debated before the show, was it computer generated or a graphic generator? And it's graphic generator. That's what CG stands for. It's not computer graphics. On cameras tonight, we've got Ansley Guthrie, as well as Lisa. Lisa, I have no idea how I'm going to pronounce your last name. No clue how to announce her last name.
She doesn't seem to care at all.
Well, Kaylee Bryce just handed me a tweet. Let's see. Leslie Adams says, ha ha ha, see you Buffs hockey thinking you throw Bolden a Longhorn hat onto the ice. Not. Horns down. Boomer Sooner. Oklahoma hockey, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. See you Buffs hockey. Yeah, we don't really know. We don't know college football in these parts. Please forgive us. I mean, since moving to the Pac-12, the University of Colorado football team has been awful.
I don't think we've had a winning season in 8 years.
8 years ago, I was in middle school, Derek.
Well, I mean, this is, they're still trying to figure this out, the refs. And they're going to throw. Jarman comes out of the box. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I don't know where you go from here, I guess, if you're a CU. You've got to have more energy, but it's not like that they didn't know that coming out of the last two periods.
It's just been like a really bizarre game here tonight. It just felt awkward. I feel awkward. It's just, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Speaking of the CG thing, I always thought it stood for character generator, so I didn't even know that it was the graphic. What was it?
What was it? Zach, what does CG stand for again?
Computer generated.
I don't know.
That's a lame thing. Everyone out there has no idea what we're talking about because unless you're in broadcast journalism, you've never heard of it before.
Shout out to Meg Baker on Twitter. She says, thanks for broadcasting the game so OU fans can watch it. You have a beautiful arena. Well, thank you, Meg. We do have a beautiful arena. A nice little barn here. What else is going on Twitter? Leslie Adams says, Western CHL commish getting a shout-out as the best commish of the best league. Yeah, we know. Chris Perry. He's our guy. He was here last year in Boulder when Arizona State won the league championship with the beautiful trophy. We got to meet Mr. Perry, and really, he's done a great job not only putting together this league, but keeping it together and making sure it stays competitive every year. He's done a great job.
And we've kept track of none of the penalties so far, so.
Nope. That's not even his full-time job. He's also a lawyer, so he just does this for fun. What a nice guy. So the only thing up on the board after about the 5-minute rigmarole of conversations and such is a Thomas Jarman penalty, which makes sense, I guess, right?
I guess so. It looks like Jarman got taken out of the game, and there's one guy for the Buffs in the box, maybe two guys, two for each team. I think Jarman may have been assessed an extra penalty. They never announced all the penalties. I think they were confused. And I've been down there in the scorer's table when you get like 6 penalties at a time, and the refs are never really clear. They have to go back like a half hour later and try to remember what they were trying to say at the time because it's not easy to relay.
Yeah, they just want to finish this game and go home.
We would like to stay here all night, though, so.
I would love to stay here all night. I might stay here till tomorrow. Bauer brings it in. He'll fire it on net. He'll be knocked into the air by Ramsey. Shot and another save there. Bauer can't break through, but if someone were to break through here in garbage time, affectionately I'll call it, it would be Bauer. Because Bauer's played such a good game here tonight. Seriously. It's hard to say that because Colorado as a team has played poorly, and that's the bottom line. And I hate to say that because this is really the first time since last year we've had to say something like that. But Bauer's played well. So, shout out to Jake. It's Johnson. He'll work it over the line. It's going to be offsides.
That was the slowest offsides.
This is like sarcastic hockey right here. This is just so weird.
Welcome. This is what it was like my last year doing. Every game was like this. So,
did you ever get to see any like wins?
Yeah, so my first I did it for 2 years. The first year they did really well. They were in first place in Division II, and they lost in the first round of the tournament.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah. So that was that whole thing. And then the second year, they won like 3 games maybe.
Last year we won about that many. A minute remaining in this one. Colorado trails 4-1 to Oklahoma on Friday night. The energy has been sucked out of this arena. Seriously, it is uphill battle right now. Sorzano, he'll play it against the glass. It'll be carried out by Lane Erickson. Coming out of the box will be Dora. Dora will serving the penalty for Jarman. Shot on net will be into the chest of Palumbo, and he'll hang on for the save.
And even after all that pushing and shoving, none after the whistle the last couple times.
Yeah, I think the boys get it at this point. If there's any liberties they're going to take out, it'll be on Saturday night's matchup.
Yeah, and that's the best thing. The Buffs can come back tomorrow, make a statement, and let Oklahoma know the team they've become. Because as you said, the first time Oklahoma came into this building, it was worse than this game.
Yeah, it was bad. Had the same feeling at the end, though, where you just feel the energy had been sucked out of the building.
Although if something happens now, you would laugh because it would be funny. You know, like if the goaltender shot it all the way down the ice and scored, you wouldn't be that surprised, would you?
No, not at this point. We got a whistle for something. Hand pass.
The Buffs trying to do a give and go through the air there.
Trying to use the alley-oop.
23.6 seconds remaining. Buffs are going to score 3 goals. They're going to average a goal every 7.5 seconds from here on out.
I'll make you a deal, Derek. If that happens, I'll buy tacos for everyone in attendance here tonight at our local taco joint.
You said tacos, plural.
Tacos, that's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All you can eat tacos on Joe if Colorado scores 3 goals here in the next 18 seconds.
Well, they're going the wrong way right now, and a weird takedown and broken stick.
Patrick Grace fires one on net, saved by Palumbo. Rebound comes free. This one will come behind the net. Colorado will skate with it with 5 seconds remaining in this one. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of the hockey game.
No tacos tonight.
No tacos. We got to get a deal with a local taco joint. That'd be great if we got a deal with a local taco joint. Well, Derek, for the first time all year, I can say I'm pretty disheartened after that performance. Colorado wasn't in that game at all.
No, the first period, they were ahead. Oh, we've got some yelling. A couple players joined at center ice.
Something happened. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We don't know what happened.
We don't know. We'll double check. But anyways, back in the booth.
Back here alongside Derek, I'm Joe. Thanks for joining us here on your Friday night. A very weird game. It was very slow moving. Not a lot happened in the first period, and then it was just sluggish through the rest of the game.
I mean, we said after the first period, the Buffs were ahead, but they didn't really deserve to be ahead. Oklahoma didn't either. They came out in the best part of their game was the beginning of the second period. They came out strong, had a couple power play opportunities. They were looking good. And then they gave up a goal, and everything just crashed in front of them. And Bolden was a big part of that as he got 2 goals in the second and then 1 in the third to get that hat trick.
Bolden with the hat trick here tonight. He's our first star of the game. Fernandes, the goaltender for Oklahoma, 1 goal against. He's our second star of the game, and he wasn't tested much, but when he was, he rang the bell.
Yeah, he really did.
And I'm going to give the third star to Jake Bauer because I think Jake Bauer played a very good game tonight for Colorado. It didn't translate to goals or assists. Gruber's the only one that got a point tonight for Colorado in the goal column. But Jake Bauer played the entire game. He skated all 60 minutes.
And that's something you can't really say as we get the salutes behind us now and a rousing cheer. There are a couple of Oklahoma players still mixed in. But I don't know. I mean, the most exciting part of the game was, the Buffs' early lead. But I wouldn't say it was high entertainment hockey, and they've got to change that. I mean, the Buffs' game is speed, especially with their size and their youth. They've got to use that to their advantage. They've got to be the first to the puck, and if they don't do that, they're not going to win a lot of games.
Well, we're going to wrap things up here tonight because that's all we've got. But join us tomorrow. Derek and I will be back, 7:25 pregame show, and then we'll have the third game of this weekend set. It will be the same 2 teams again. But alongside Derek Kessinger, I'm Joe Parrish. Your final score on Friday night from Boulder, University of Oklahoma Sooners 4, University of Colorado 1. Again, join us tomorrow night, 7:25. Have a good evening, folks. Stay warm if you're in Boulder.